It's time for some hostile therapy. All right, here we are, hostile therapy with me, Big Red, LT doing some martial arts, sign language in the background. Breezy, back for another show. Listen up, listen in, her podcast. Check that out. And John, the icon. I don't know if you can hear me. Okay, there we go. I know y'all can't see me.
I got you. What it do, family?
How's it going, guys?
Excellent.
Peace.
Hey, how's everybody doing?
Doing good, doing good.
Good.
I can't call it with a cell phone.
Palestine's still not free, but I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Y'all thought it was
Mama and TL
Yeah,
stay on that
start
Palestine, right?
That's like my catchphrase. I got
That's the
LT,
catchphrase, free Palestine.
it. It's terrible. It's a terrible thing to have a catch. It's the worst catchphrase to have.
I know. Ain't
Like
nothing
freedom,
about it.
please. Damn, please.
It ain't like what she talking about with us. There's nothing.
I'm saying it's
about
not gonna go to, like, don't put that on my tombstone because
We don't put free Palestine on your tombstone. I'm telling you.
I was about
say
to
it at
say
my funeral though. Don't put it on the
How was y'all's Thanksgiving?
It was cool. Whatever. You know, I'm celebrating murder.
Holiday hell day, as Nas would say.
It was good.
It's good. It's good. Y'all had some, I don't want to say moist. Y'all had some, my next word probably ain't better. Y'all had some wet turkey.
Don't say it though.
What
Yeah.
turkey?
Yeah, that's probably not better.
That ain't better.
Juicy turkey. Yeah, I don't know why I couldn't think of that word. Juicy turkey. Did you have juicy turkey?
Juicy. That ain't even no better.
It was good.
It was great.
Just we gonna stick with good turkey.
Good turkey.
We'll go with that. Good turkey. All right. All
I'll
right.
say good turkey.
Yeah, it's not a lot of places that have good turkey. You know, it's always usually average or below.
Yeah.
You know, I've met some people who cook
Not
turkey
good.
that you could believe that they're trying to attempt to kill their husbands or their kids
Oh my.
because it's that dry. Tastes like drywall
Mm.
or dry wood or something like that.
Look, I'd have been to a Thanksgiving where the turkey was like paper.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I'm happy I ain't gotta partake in that no more.
Oh man.
That's
It
horrible.
was like Ashy Larry's little brother.
I'm a
Oh, wow.
wow.
It's like Ashley Larry's little toe.
Was it
Yeah,
seasoned?
I'm saying, huh?
Was
Yeah,
it
was it
seasoned?
what? Nah, it wasn't seasoned.
Oh man. Damn.
You know,
I don't like any of
yeah,
that.
exactly.
I don't
can't
like
do it.
any of that.
No.
LT ain't fooling with.
I mean, I eat turkey any day, so it don't matter to me.
I'm not really like, I don't even like sliced turkey. I'm not really that kind of person.
I don't eat a sliced turkey, so
Or like, you know, like a turkey sandwich. Like that's not my thing.
yeah, I don't eat.
Ain't.
It's too close to bologna for me, so
Oh, bologna. Wow.
Yeah,
But whatever.
I don't eat bologna no more.
You might as well eat treat meat.
exactly.
Believe it or not me.
I gorged out on
Had
that as a kid. I
fried
couldn't do
bologna
it.
before? Fried bologna?
Of course.
Yeah.
No, I honestly
I
lived
grew
in a
up in the hood.
situation I didn't need to have fried bologna. I just wanted to see what it was about because I had bologna and I had a skillet.
Yeah.
Nah.
Oh,
I
fried
grew up in the
bologna
hood.
was a delicacy as a kid,
Yeah.
but I gorged out on it. I can't eat it no more now.
Yeah.
You had
My
syrup
taste
sandwiches?
evolved.
Have you had the syrup sandwiches?
Oh yeah, for
Oh,
sure.
I grew up on those
For
too.
sure. For sure.
That was
For sure.
Go.
I'll
I
starve.
grew up on those too.
Sure.
Yeah,
That's
syrup sandwiches was my lunch. I used to pack those for lunch.
That peanut butter insert sound.
like even as a
Exactly.
kid, I still want like a full course meal. Like I don't just give me candy or sweet shit thinking I'm gonna
Right.
like it's gonna fill me up. Like I'm not about to. I ain't even get no starches. The fuck you mean? Like I want a kid's cuisine.
Man,
You know what I'm saying? I'm because I don't even eat
Hold
like
on, hold on,
starches
hold on.
or
We said
Ain't no
I
kid
don't
ass on
do
those
my-
starches.
you right because I want to make sure I can sleep through the night. I don't want to have you know what I'm saying. I want to make being a toddler easier for my parents. That's
A
how I roll.
toddler. You made it easy. Like no kid is talking about let's get my protein and my
Come on,
carbs
where
in.
green beans at? Come on.
Hey, no
Give my
lie.
kids cuisine.
My niece, man, she 4 years old now. When she was 2, man, my people, they spoiled her eating steak and eggs at Waffle House at the age of 2.
That's spoiling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Steak
get
and
it.
eggs
Time of
at
the day,
age
yeah.
2.
Yeah, but not
Bro,
Waffle
you
House
getting-
though.
Let me tell you
Yeah,
something. Let me tell you
that's
something.
right.
Every
Bro,
breakfast
If
is
you
included.
get, if you 4 years old, if you're
Hmm?
4 years old and you want to eat something, I'm gonna give you the eggs. That's good.
Yeah.
But you better get that daggone bacon or them little tiny sausages or something. Shoot. You better
Steak
get a
and eggs.
Viano sausage. Get a Viano sausage. We don't play that around here. Shoot. Kids respect more when they recognize the struggle, man.
Do they now?
No.
Hell yeah, man.
These kids
Now,
not. They different, man.
as you
These
as
kids, let me tell you, these kids don't have struggle nowadays.
They
but they
don't.
want it. They want it, as you'll see in one of these topics we'll talk about.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
Oh, yeah.
there.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
I'm
yeah.
there.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't
I
wait
know,
for
right?
that
Segways
topic.
already on
I
that.
can't wait for that topic to jump. Nah, man, because I'm gonna tell you now, you catch a 2-piece in a biscuit. My grandmother taught me that. She
I'm
give you the
so
2-piece.
ready.
My grandmother used to
Listen,
give
I'm
you
so
that.
ready for this because
You don't give that Muhammad
T.I. is one of
Ali.
my favorite rappers, and he gave me so many quotables in this little
Oh,
clip.
man. Mm-mm.
All right, well, let's get into it while we're at it, while we're fresh.
It's
So
the king, partner.
first thing we're gonna get into, which seems to be hitting a lot of people in the industry. First things first, Puff Daddy, Cassie.
Oh man.
Oh shit!
Yeah, this situation here,
Take that.
and that he did.
That's what he
He
did.
took it, dude.
That's
He
what he
took it.
did.
So
That's what he did.
Cassie came out, and not many people probably remember. She didn't have a long career. She had one song, as far as I can remember. Maybe she had more. Me and You, and she was just with P Diddy for a long time, hanging out in the background. She left him, I think, a few years ago. Got married to this white fitness trainer guy, and P Diddy wished her well. Probably didn't really mean that in the background, but oh well. She comes up a few weeks ago and says, I'm going to take you to civil court. And I have some allegations of you making me perform sexual things in front of other people,
Ooh.
possibly sexually assaulting her and such and such and such, Cassie. And P. Diddy heard this. And as soon as the lawsuit came out, he said, nah, I'm going to put this thing away quick. He paid her the money. Not sure how much it was. I've heard people say 30 million. I heard people say more. He paid her real quick, shut her up. And none of the allegations went to court. They didn't become public unless you go look up the transcript of the lawsuit, which I have a little bit of a problem with because she made a press conference basically saying she was doing this for women around the country who suffer through atrocities like this. And the fact that now you have to sign an NDA and you can't talk about it, it kind of makes it seem like a money grab. I'm not saying these things didn't happen, but this doesn't really help stop the perpetrator from committing these crimes again because he's not going to go to prison. You know, there was no criminal charges set forth. And from what I've heard in New York, at least, they passed some quick law. The expiration date for
I forget what the name of the law is called, but it makes it removes the statute of limitations on sexual assault charges. So it happened in 1991. You can make a claim for it during this time frame.
Yeah, I think you have until the end of this year where you can bring these charges. So that's why all these charges all of a sudden come out. Because now I'm hearing Aaron Hall, Jaime Foxx, Jimmy Iovine,
Anthony Anderson.
Somebody said Jamie Foxx just waking up like, damn, what?
Yeah. I think that, well, I don't think Luke got one yet, but it looked like he might be on the way for Luke.
Uncle Luke?
Nothing for Uncle Luke.
Hey. You can't catch. You can't get.
I'm just shocked. I'm just shocked. I mean, congrats. But I'm just shocked.
Uncle Luke, don't stop. Get it. Pop that, and everything like that. I was
going to say that was a command. Nothing for Webby.
He said that was a command.
He let you know what it was about.
Yeah.
Come on now.
So,
I mean, as far as one of my favorite groups, they ain't even get BBD, and they sung about it.
What we're going to talk about tonight, we're going to talk about a few questions tonight. As far as the statute of limitation, what we're going to start off with this conversation is, do you believe there should be a statute of limitation? Do you think it should be 10, 20, 30 years, or you think you should be able to come at any time and make a charge against the person you say did something against you? In this case, sexual assault. And if you do, tell me why. If you don't think there should be a statute of limitation, you tell me why too. So we're going to go around the panel with this question. I'm going to start with you, Preezy.
All right.
You give me your opinion. Do you think there should be a statute of limitations? You tell me why. Do you think there should be you think you should you should be able to come with charges at any time with no limit? And if you think that is the case, then you tell me why too. You think you should come with a charge 50 years, 80 years, 200 years later? So Michael Jackson is dead, and people still are coming up with charges against him. So there's no statute of limitation, it seems like, when it comes to him in that case. And I guess civil case, I could be wrong, but do you think there should be a time limit or not is basically the question. So we'll start off with you. First, you tell me, do you think there should be or there shouldn't be statute of limitations on, I guess, crimes of this nature?
Yeah, I think there should.
Okay, I'll start the clock for you then. Ooh, that's the wrong clock. Thought I had the right clock.
God damn, you got a long time to talk. That's a filibuster.
Yeah, it is, right?
Ready? Go!
The reason why I say that, I mean, I know sometimes people may say, 40, 50 years may be a long time, but it may be a long time for you. It may not be a long time for that victim. Maybe that person is scared. A lot of women are scared of what it may do to them in their career or their future. Will this mess me up if I come forward? Will there be some type of retaliation? So we are not in anyone's shoes, and we can't pass judgment for those that have had some sexual crime against them, because it's fear. A lot of it is fear. You're scared. And so who are we to say there should be a time limit? Some people can take things to their grave and never say anything. And some people can. Some people just can't. I'm so sorry. Some people just can't hold it in anymore. And to me, it always takes one person to make others step forward. I remember there was a movie, The Hand That Rocks the Cradle. There was a female, her gynecologist. She felt that the examinations were wrong, and they were wrong. And until she came forward, it was so many other women that this doctor did these sexual acts to them. And of course, in the movie, he wound up killing himself. But no, when it comes to certain things, I think that a person shouldn't have a time limit. You don't know how it affects their life, and when they just have a breaking point. So no, I mean,
okay.
I'm not here to judge anyone who makes the decision to come forward.
All right. Okay. LT, do you think there should be a statute of limitations or not?
No, I don't think there should be one.
Okay. All right. You go ahead with that.
Are you ready? Go!
I do think those people should be put under a microscope and asked, like, even though I 100% agree with Breezy, a person that has gone through a traumatic event like that, you can't force them to come forward. You know, you can't expect them to be of sound mind and emotional state to want to act against their accuser. And when it's happening in the entertainment industry, again, like Breezy was saying, a lot of these people, they're under contract, they've already signed an NDA, and yeah, it might affect their career to speak out against this person, even if what they're saying is true. And we can all say that, oh, well, if someone hurt me like that, I wouldn't care about my career. But that's some bullshit, because how many times has your boss hurt your feelings and you just took it and got back to work? How many times has one of your superiors said something to you that just rubbed you the wrong way, but you had to get back to work? You got to go through the proper channels to do the complaint. And sometimes you don't even want to do it because you're afraid of how it might come back to you. So I don't feel as though that we can tell a person who has been assaulted that you have this amount of time to tell us before we take it seriously. I do, however, think that we should analyze everything that they say. You should be able to walk us through this. You should be able to address this person. We should be able to know your background. If you're going to tell us things about this person, we need to know things about you, especially if you're actually trying to bring this person to justice. You need to be able to cooperate to the best of your abilities, especially if you've been holding this in for years. I hate hearing these stories of it was all a blur or I can barely remember anything. You can barely remember anything, but you can remember distinctly that this person hurt you or took something from you. So the process needs to get more in depth. I mean, I say all this to say Diddy definitely did that shit. Like, he did that shit to Cassie. He did that shit with their man. He liked that. Um, but yeah, I'll never say that a person has a time limit to reveal their truth, no matter, especially as
All right. John, the icon. Do you think there should be a statute of limitations or not in this kind of crime?
No.
No. Okay. Tell us why.
Are you ready? Go!
Kind of sort of balancing off of what Breezy and LT said. You can't when there's people in power and we see how crazy Diddy is in a lot of situations, and possessive Diddy can be in a lot of situations. He is a career maker and a career breaker. So, if there's a situation where someone has someone of that magnitude that has that power, that magnitude, then you can't go back to being just the average person after having this atrocity done to you, unfortunately. Um, and somebody else coming out may empower you to speak on what has happened to you and also bring more light to the table. This person could threaten her life. They could threaten her career, her life, her family. I just think that there shouldn't be a time limit on it, but I do believe that the microscope should be placed on the person that is making the allegations, because we've seen in a lot of situations where a good person or someone who didn't do it get caught up in a situation where they get accused for it, and especially being a guy, the first thing is you get blamed for it, and you're the villain. You become the villain of the story. You know, so yeah, I do believe that the person should be under a microscope before they place somebody under scrutiny. And no, Michael Jackson did not do it, but yes, Diddy did it because he is very possessive. Period. I mean, that's it for me.
All right. Still gonna let it go down.
Oh yeah, he hung Wale over the balcony. I forgot about that one. If you want the video, want the video of them talking about it, I can send it to you.
Oh, I saw it. I saw it. It's Suge Knight style.
Yeah, Suge Knight style.
All right. Tim, what do you think? Do you think there should be statute of limitations on a crime of this nature or not?
Nah.
Okay. Tell us why.
Are you ready? Go!
Just piggybacking from what everybody's saying, it shouldn't be no limit for, an individual to feel like they want to, take something to court. Like what Preezy's saying, you got a lot of, individuals might be, in fear for whatever, the case may be, whether it's like threats or like LT and, John said, family or whatever. I was just sitting here thinking about like all the cases like with the R. Kellys, the Bill Cosby's, and, of course now this with Diddy. I try to, you always try not to be judgmental. You always try to put yourself in other people's shoes, and especially with that, that R. Kelly situation, I think, stuff ain't really went down to that surviving R. Kelly thing went down. And it's like, in one end, you can say like, dang, why they waited so long to say something? But like Preezy said, it could be that fear of, you trying to go against it and people not believing you or whatnot. So it's just one of the things where it's like, nah, you shouldn't. I don't think it should be no limitation, man. John crazy to think about for real, man. Yeah, man. That R. Kelly situation, man. It's like you had a limitation to that thing, and it's like a lot of people can get away with a lot of stuff if that's the case. You know what I'm saying? Now you imagine like him getting away with all that, allegations of rape and all that stuff. So I mean that's already got it should be no limitation.
Okay, so everybody is no limit up here so far. And Master P's of your answers. Okay, so I guess I'm the only one that's going to be the opposite on here. I think that there should be statute of limitations. Now I'll tell you why.
Are you ready? Go!
All right, so from you guys' point of view, I understand what you're saying, and I get why you would say there shouldn't be a statute of limitations, because yes, people live in fear, and it's hard to put a time limit on when somebody should come out and tell their story. That is if they are innocent. If you're thinking about it from the other point of view, the person who's getting accused, who may actually be innocent, I think there should be a statute of limitation, because you shouldn't have to live in fear of someone coming and giving you an accusation and ruining your life. Because there are also people who lie as well too. There are plenty of people who have come out and have lied on somebody else and said they did this, and now their life is ruined. Even if they were proven innocent or whatever, their life is still ruined in the court of public opinion. I went to online school. And online school, I'm gonna give you an example. Online school isn't for everybody. And the reason why it's not for everybody, because you don't have a teacher breathing down your neck telling you when this assignment is supposed to be turned in. You have to be your own person. You have to turn in your assignments on your own. And some people don't need an incentive to turn in the assignments. When you don't have, let's say, a 30-year time limit, statute of limitation to make an accusation to someone, you may never do it. You don't have nothing pushing you, and you let fear take over, because you don't have anything pushing you. You have no incentive, and you'll just sit back. And then on top of that, it's harder to prove if someone did this to you if you wait 30 years later versus 2 years, 10 years, and even 20 years. It's hard to prove if someone did it. Your statistics show they hardly ever convict anybody when it's a fresh case, let alone 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago. And then if you wait that long, and again, I understand there's the fear factor in there, you're also letting them off the hook to attack other people and pile up bodies along the way. And I'm sure if Diddy did this, Cassie won't be the only one. And because Cassie, if she did this as a money grab and she didn't let the information come out or she didn't take her to criminal court, he's still going to be doing it. You know, so I'm in the middle ground with it, somewhat. I think there should be a statute of limitations. What that perfect number is it 30? Is it 40 years? I don't know. But at some point, I think you have to have some incentive to push you to try to, take this guy to court so he'll stop doing this. And on the other end, if it is a money grab, like some of these people with Michael Jackson, if he is innocent, you should be able to at some point not have to look behind your back and worry if somebody's going to make a false accusation. I'm trying to look at it from both point of views, not just from the woman who's making the accusation. I'm trying to look at it from the guy who's actually getting accused of it too.
But see, it's not to say it's an unfair way to see it, but you can never really get the guy's point of view on it, because the modern consensus would be, well, if he's innocent, he wouldn't be being accused of anything. Because, yeah, what would the statute of limitations be on some shit? Bill Cosby literally got sent to jail, whole live jail, off of accusations from over 3 decades ago.
True.
Yeah.
And I mean, these women were adults at the time that it happened. It all goes back to, was there some strong arming? Was there some incentive paying? Was there hush money beforehand? Because that's why if it's going to be years that pass by, we need to look into that person's records, because what made you wait so long? That question needs to be answered before we put this person on trial and ruin their whole livelihood. Because in this country, it is a lot easier to do that to one type of man than it is to do it to any other type of person in this fucking country.
Yep.
There are literally like 3 or 4 words you can call a black man that just blacklist him: felon, anti-Semitic, homophobic. Which one are we talking? Oh, rapist.
Yeah, there you go.
And let me just add to my statement a little bit more to it. Civil cases is where I would say a statute of limitation. If you're trying to take him to court and put him away for life, I can bend a little bit and say, okay, maybe there should be a time limit on it. But civil cases, if you the OJ situation, if you at least took him to criminal court and it didn't work for you, and then you go to civil court, I can work with that. But if you just straight up go to civil court and don't try to file any criminal charges and put him away so he doesn't do it to other people, because let's put it this way, you can get paid, but that's not going to stop him from committing a crime after that.
Mm-hmm.
He's just going to be a little broker. I mean, I don't want to say broke in Diddy's situation. If he did give her $30 million and he's almost worth $1 billion, that's just a piss in the bucket for him.
That's just a piss in the bucket.
That's literally just releasing Ready to Die anniversary
Right.
album.
But most of these people have a track record of doing this type of stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Most of them got like a track record.
Trey Songz.
So,
that's
yeah.
But
even still, if you go down the list and you really want to get technical with it, and let's just say hypothetically, let's just say we all fully know Diddy did it. You go down the list, once again, track record. There was a YouTuber or some young guy that said at a party, Diddy literally bent him over this giant bed in front of people and started grinding on this man. Also, there was another, you heard the story, right, LT?
Yeah.
Okay, so then there was a situation of Usher coming out about stuff like this.
Because Usher got sent to Diddy's swagger camp back when Usher was first coming out, when he was like 12, 13, 14 years old. His mother let him go live with Diddy by himself with Diddy.
And they were sleeping in the same bed, wrestling
all night. We played fight undercovers. You was more than my girl. We was like brothers.
Yeah, I heard they were wrestling over cereal.
Oh yeah.
Surviving.
I love that clip. Kevin Hart.
That's where Usher learned that grind that he do.
What the fuck did you say, Diddy? Like, yo, in that video, they go like it's an all dude party. There's very few women there, and then they start doing the video. It's in the bedroom. If real quick, look at that video. It's Kevin Hart, Diddy, and I want to say Fabulous. There's a dildo on Diddy bed. A black either dildo or vibrator. It might have just been a vibrator because I
don't think the color matters.
It doesn't matter.
Like he tried to hide it real quick. I'm telling you, it exists. It's on YouTube. You can go find it.
It was on the man's bed.
Let me ask you guys this question because I came with this solution. I thought about this the other day to make it fair. Well, somewhat fair. It's never going to be fair, but I think what they should do. And it would probably be hard for a celebrity to do, to not release, because they don't release the name of the accuser, they protect her name. So, she's not drugged through the mud. And that's understandable. I think they should do that for the person who also gets accused because they could be innocent until they're proven guilty.
Until they find out.
Then you release their name.
But see, and like you said, that's a lot harder for a celebrity because that's what people want to hear about. That's newsworthy. So and so did what?
Yeah, but if they can do it with medical records, the Hippocratic oath, and all that type of stuff, they can do it if they want.
That's Hippocratic though. That's Hippocratic. That's medicine. Right.
Yeah, I know.
Big Pharma is on top of that. That's because Big Pharma don't want you talking about what they actually got in a fucking Molly or a Percocet. Right. Or you can find Percocet things in
your other medicine that you take.
So. Yeah, but if you put up there that you can be sued, like you got to sign an NDA, this stuff can't be released by any news source or anything like that, you won't have the names be released because they're not trying to get a lawsuit.
First Amendment, freedom of speech.
I mean,
freedom of press.
Well, you can bypass First Amendment though.
I mean, but that's literally what our journalism branch is for, or not even our journalism, our media or entertainment media branch of journalism. Right. And to a certain degree, celebrities are okay with that because how else do you let the people know when your album is dropping? How else do you let the people know that look, we're all at the Met Gala again for the 700th fucking time? I've never worn anything that I've seen these motherfuckers wear at the Met Gala, and Diddy be there a lot, dressed like that nigga be looking like him from the Powerpuff Girls. Oh no, it's him. It's Daddy, baby. Daddy's home.
So I got another question then. Okay, so immediately when I hear about the story, when they're talking about Cassie, I think she was 19 when they met. And then there's Aaron Hall with Glory Velez, video model. I think allegedly he met her at 16, or at least she got pregnant at 16. Wow. Which I don't know where they met at. The age of consent, I don't know, it was 15 or 16. It's different in different states.
It was probably 15 because Diddy also liked little boys. So he would hang out with younger women in efforts to find little boys. And I'm not even saying that on no funny shit. Like, this is something I heard from a hooker that lives in New Jersey. I used to live in New Jersey for a little bit, and I knew this hooker. She was an old hooker. She was an old video girl that turned hooker. You know what I'm saying?
She a whore at that point.
She was a hooker back in the 90s while she was being a video girl. But she even told me, she was like, I was there when Junior Mafia was first getting a start and shit. I remember Biggie was a little bit too big for me, so I was trying to fuck on Puffy to get on. I was trying to lead him to the bathroom, suck his dick a little bit. This nigga was looking for boys.
Okay.
And I'm like, damn.
Okay. Let's get back to the question right quick. Now we got off of that. The question I was going to ask, okay, so the age of consent, different states, 15, 16 years old. Okay, so you're able to make a legal decision to have sex or consent to sex or even get married. I don't know if that should be a good thing. At that age, there's age of consent for alcohol, 21. Go to the military, you can get a gun at 18. You can move out and get your own house at 18. I don't know if that's different in different states. You can get a job, I think, at 15, 16, probably different states.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think the age of consent for sex should be changed. Because I hear a lot of people will side with Cassie and say, oh, she was just a young girl and she got taken advantage of. And when guys say they want to date younger women, like, oh, well, you took advantage of her because she's so young. Should the age limit go up? Should the age limit go up to 20-something if that's the case? And when your mind is fully developed. If you can go purchase alcohol and you can go kill somebody at 18, but you can get married and consent to sex with somebody at 15, 16 years old, should the age of consent go up?
That's because people, grown ass, nasty ass, old ass white men that make these laws want to fuck kids. They want to fuck kids and they want to fuck family members. Because if you go over to Alabama and Mississippi, Missouri, like they got some real incest friendly laws, which is weird when you really start looking at their shit. But yeah, like it's really set up in a way. You're trying to change the wrong problem. It shouldn't be the age of consent. If that's the case, we shouldn't allow minors or teenagers into the entertainment industry. Because there's always going to be that predatory element of someone trying to exploit them more than for just their income. Because guess who else was at Diddy style camp? Lil ass Justin Bieber.
Yup.
Lil, a good Canadian white family wanted success so badly that they left a precious little white boy in the care of one Sean Pervasius Jones. I don't know what his Combs. I don't know what his middle name is.
It's Sean
Love Combs.
Hart Diddy Bopper Combs.
Diddy Bop that boy.
All right. Let me hear from the rest of you guys. What y'all think? Do y'all think the age of consent for marriage or sex, which is pretty much the same thing, do you think they should be raised? So you're going to have predators, but you know you can still put a law into place. It's like somebody can go steal a gun, but you still put an age limit on it, and steal alcohol, smoke cigarettes, but you still put an age limit into place as a placeholder of what you're supposed to do morally. Do you think the age limit should be risen?
I believe that no. I believe that it's not necessarily just about the age of consent, but it's about just understanding, just the likeliness and understanding of things. And when they don't have that, of course, you should have a buffer in there, like a parent or a responsible, adult to be that buffer. And this should be a person that should always be around and set in place to be there no matter what. So none of this stuff happens. If you go to Diddy style camp, guess what? Hey, I'm going too.
Legal guardian.
I'm not just talking about underage. I'm talking about.
No, I'm not just talking about underage either.
Hold on. I'm talking about Cassie. Cassie was 19. And people are saying she was too young to make such a decision. I'm talking about that too. Should the age limit be risen from that?
I mean, she was too young to make any. I think any 19-year-old is too young to make a decision for their life. That's obvious. But I don't think the age of consent should be raised because you're old enough to consent to certain things at the age of, again, just like you said, you can go to war for this country, fight and die at the age of 18. You can decide if you want to fuck somebody or not. I'm just like, before they raised the drinking limit to 21, before they raised the tobacco limit to 21, you could decide if you wanted to kill yourself via cancer, if you wanted to or not. You can get your license and wield a 2,000-pound mechanical death machine. Shout out to Mr. Lawrence's Reed Ross history class. You could wield a 2,000-pound death machine at the age of fucking 15 or 16. So you have liberty to all of these things that, allows one freedom and allows them their autonomy and helps usher them into adulthood before the age of 18. I think the problem is when these things happen, we always want to give it a reason. Oh, she was too young to give her time, attention, love, if there was any, to a man that was probably twice her age that treated her like this. I think that's what people mean when they say that she was too young or that her being 19 played a factor into this. And yeah, that is the case. But we make these people successful when they're so young. Raven Simone has been a famous person since she was a toddler. And look at how she grew up, literally right in front of our faces. And sometimes she didn't know who the fuck she was. Orlando Brown. Same point. I can name a bunch of Disney kids.
That Disney,
Like the age limit has to be on the industry. You can't enter this industry until you are a certain age. Just like you can't enter the military at the age of 16, because we would call that being a child soldier. And America frowns upon that. But America loves child stars. That's weird.
Outside of the industry, though, I'm just saying regular, everyday Joe kids, teenagers, 19-year-old, 20. What about the age limit for them? Not people in the industry, just regular people. What should be done?
I mean, they're getting taken advantage of by predators just the same as people in the industry are. The difference is when it happens to them, people don't care about it. Because this is Cassie. Millions and millions and millions of people care about it. But there's millions and millions of little girls that are probably sitting at home right now with a family member that is touching them the wrong way, that are never going to have their story told. They're never going to get $30 million in settlements.
Or the person brought to justice.
What do you think, Preezy? Do you think the age limit for that should be risen?
No, because people are gonna always find a way. So you can raise it all you want, but people are gonna find a way. Look at these school
predators list now.
These school teachers today. You see the school teachers messing with the young students. You know, these are grown women and they're having sexual relationships with 13 and 14-year-olds. So people, you can rise it. You could raise it, but people are gonna still find a way if that's their desire and sick desire to want a person young or close to being a child. Can't stop it. I think people need to pay attention though, and just, so many pedophiles out here and so many people that are attracted to young people. You just gotta pay attention. And as parents, we have to pay attention and know and monitor what our children are watching and what are they doing on the computer, especially playing these games like Fortnite. You're talking to strangers, and you're talking to people who are attracted to children. So you have to really monitor what's going on.
By raising the age, will y'all believe like that making this system even more corrupt by doing it?
What do you mean?
I think it'll just make people more ravenous to scratch that urge. Like, I mean, in theory, if the law itself, if the justice system worked the way it should, we'd be living in a utopia. No one would be committing murder because it's against the law.
It's true.
Because it's corrupted already.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, it's like they have speed limits laws, but there's still a placeholder to know where you're supposed to go up and go down with speed limits.
And most people think the speed limit is a suggestion.
People get excited over being sneaky. Just think about it. A lot of times,
it is a thrill.
When people
I'm sorry, go ahead.
It's like a thrill. People like things like that. It excites them to be sneaky, to hide and stuff like that. So.
Or to do what they want with complete autonomy. Because in this country, in this capitalist society, if you do break one of those laws that are meant to keep our society in place, if you have enough wealth and influence, here, make it go away.
For anyone who is of age, above 18, 19, or in their 20s, and they come with let's say somebody got, what is it, Young Miami? She with Diddy now?
Yeah.
And I'm not.
Is that her name? Is that a rap? I don't know.
Carisha, yes, a real name. Yeah.
One of the city girls.
Yeah. So someone in their 20s or of age, and if they go through the same thing, because Paula Jai Parker, I don't know if y'all know Paula Jai Parker from Friday and a slew of other movies, but she pretty much came out, and I think she's in her 40s, maybe close to the 50s, but she pretty much came out against Cassie and was saying, I was her age once. I went through the industry, still in the industry, but I went through those same people. but I knew how to say no. And I know a lot of people is like, well, people are built differently. Not everybody can say no. Not everybody is brave enough. But she was basically saying in a statement that where is the accountability for the grown ass woman to say no to these advances, that she didn't have to go through that she was a grown woman. Where was the accountability to say no? Do you think there is any accountability for somebody who's not held hostage, but just falls in love with the lifestyle and will end up doing everything that the rich person or producer or star of the industry tells them to do because they want to keep that lifestyle? Do you think there's any accountability on the woman's part?
Well, there's no
self-love. Not a teenager, but a grown woman. Go ahead, Priest.
There's no self-love. You know, a lot of women, they insecure, you know, and somebody can take care of them. Why I don't have to do this? He's gonna take care of me, but I just have to do whatever he tells me to do. A lot of them don't have self-love for themselves. And
sugar daddies.
Person don't know when you don't have self-love for yourself, because if you allow them to do anything and everything, they already know it. So they already have the power over you. So, you know, you're living in a mansion, you're getting this done, clothes, shopping sprees, because you know P. Diddy loved to take you shopping. And
right. So, take 50 Cent shopping.
Right.
Try to.
If they loving that lifestyle and that's what they want, but they got to deal with this, they do it because they don't have self-love for themselves. They have insecurities. So, and then they probably figured, okay, well, if I leave from, what do I have? A lot of women just don't have self-love for themselves.
That's true. That's where it starts at.
That's where it starts at.
You fall for
it. But would they have that account with? For the person that goes through that kind of thing, does the public express that kind of sentiment of you should have, or, you know, express that kind of sentiment to the person that they should have that accountability on themselves? Because we kind of do this thing where we coddle the victim a lot. You know what I'm saying? They were in a kind of like what we do with Krishan.
Oh,
Rock.
yeah.
You know, Blueface, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, he's a bark cat. Like he has a brand and makes music about how he does not respect anything.
I never
That's
heard
the
his
image
music.
he puts out to the world as a persona.
I see more of the antics more than I hear his music. I don't even know what his music sounds like.
Bust down Ariana.
Oh, that's his song?
I
did not know
I
that.
didn't know who he
Yes,
is.
baby mama upon baby mama upon baby mama. He forces them into situations where they're literally competing for his attention. And yet we act surprised as, oh my God, how is he treating the baby mama that we like this? Like, we have so much sympathy for Krishan, but it's like, man, why don't you leave this man either? Why, like, and we notice because she doesn't love herself. At the core of like all of her, I don't know this woman for sure, but at the core of all of everything that we could say is wrong with her, that she's been through in her life, it all boils down to she does not love herself enough. So it's literally like having to watch someone make a mistake that they're just choosing to make. Like you know what your mistake is. You keep running this. They always run to social media to tell us about their relationships. Like, again, you guys are rich, you're wealthy to a certain degree. You're able to sit down and have an interview with fucking Adam 22. Why can't you sit down with a counselor in the privacy of your own home? Why can't you sit down with a therapist in the privacy of an office or something? But it's literally just us coddling the victim because that's the person we most relate to. I mean, you have the people that relate to the victimizer. You know what I'm saying? That's part of the fun of social media. People get to play out the roles that they see themselves being, or, you know, try to get some get back for the shit that they went through in their personal lives and project that kind of person to the metaverse. It's weird, it's twisted, but the victim mindset has really gripped our culture, and that's the main thing that is to be consumed right now. As we saw not last week, but the week previous, now Keke Palmer and her AI boyfriend are breaking up because he was beating her ass.
AI boyfriend.
You programmed him she put in a mod for extreme violence. I've been playing The Sims.
Tim, let me ask you this question, Tim. Okay. back to Cassie. Do you fault her at all for not taking this to trial and just taking the money?
She was like 19.
Yeah, that's when she started dating. When it was 19.
How old is she now? Well, it don't even
35,
matter.
I think now.
She an adult. She like my age, right? She like 30 something.
Yeah, she like 35, I think.
You asking me what she have?
Do you blame her for not taking this to trial and just taking the money, not allowing the information to be released?
Mm-hmm.
She took the money. She didn't take it to trial where all the information would have been released.
If it, I feel like, man, if it really hurt her as, a lot, would express, with a lot of cases when it comes to this, then yeah, but the way she did it, like just receive it, and I'm not, trying to judge her, but, on the outside, looking, it looks like it's just a quick money. Because the laws or whatnot, in New York, it's about to end at the end of this year or whatnot. Like I said, it looked like a quick money grab. But if it, if it really hurt her that bad, it felt like, she should have went on ahead and took it to trial. Because anything when it comes to rape, that's trauma. Mm-hmm. And if it, any normal person, well, I ain't gonna say any normal person, but if it really affect you that bad, you're not just gonna just let it like, all right, I got my money. Like that really did something to your life, Now it ain't just casual, any woman, that, has, self-love and that it's crazy, man. It's a crazy topic, man. I know you want to get the most out of what you can because it really damaged a lot of women when it comes to this. So
I don't think most women, regular women, would have gotten that amount of money that she allegedly got if they took Diddy to civil court. I think she got that mostly because of her name.
This was the actual Jane Doe. We wouldn't have even known how much she got. They would have just said settled out of court. Boom.
Yeah.
You know what? You would have known what she got. You would have known. 0. Diddy would have did what he did. Exactly. Diddy would have did his thing, and he would shut it down with any amount of money. You can shut things down if you want.
Look at Trump.
I mean, that's possible, and that to me gives more credence to why she should have took it to court because. It ain't just about her. It's about the other women. It's about the other everyday women that went through the same thing. She could be fighting for them too. Now, I don't mean to put this all on her shoulder because she really don't owe them anything, but morally, I think it would be the right thing to do.
Put an eye on it.
Right. At least put an eye on it. And then more people would have came out because that's the same thing that happened to the Bill Cosby. Now, only one person only one person actually got him into prison. And it wasn't like the people from the 70s and the 80s and 60s. It was one woman, I think it was 2003. And, the way they did it was messed up according to the law, how they put him behind bars. But that was the only one that did it. But it took one person during that whole MeToo movement thing to bring out a whole bunch of people. And
can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Can I ask you a question? And this is not just, this ain't being funny about it or anything, but the woman who came, and I can't remember, that's why I'm asking, the woman who came out about this and it took him down, what persuasion was she?
She was white, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, that's why. What persuasion was the rest of them?
It was a few that was black.
Okay, I'm just saying. Emmett Till.
What are you saying by that? That's why she won?
Why he went down. That's why he went down. Because if it was a black girl,
it was a black girl.
If it was a black girl, they would have just brushed that thing off. Yep. Think about
it. Be like, well, what about R. Kelly then?
How dare you rape a white woman?
R. Kelly didn't get taken down by a white girl.
That's what I'm saying, though.
R. Kelly was just out there. He was out there peeing on people, man. Come on now.
Just left and right, just peeing.
I think what it was with R. Kelly, his money stopped. I think what it was with R. Kelly, because again, these people are going to be cool as long as there is a flow of income. hey, look, we know what you doing to our daughter up there, but where's the payment at?
Yep.
When's the last time R. Kelly dropped the album? Like, y'all think about it on some real shit.
Yep.
And when's the last time it was an album that could really, like, you know what I'm saying? When's the last time he dropped TP3 Reloaded? Like, when you know what I'm saying?
There you go. But see, even
The
Sparkle
well was drying up. So I feel like the people was like, okay, well, if you ain't got nothing to pay us, we gonna sue you. Because that's where it always goes. Like when you really when they want people out the way, they put them in jail. When they want to make money off of people, they sue them.
Well, there ain't nobody suing R. Kelly no more because he ain't got no more money.
He ain't got no more money.
If you notice that.
And
so at the least they'll just put him behind bars so that whoever has the rights to his masters, to his music, they'll be able to make money. They don't mind having him out the way so that they can make money off his catalog.
Hell, what was that? The parents of Aaliyah? I know they own some of his masters, which they also kept quiet on the Aaliyah situation based off of that. So that was blackmail in a way.
Forge a marriage certificate to a 50-year-old girl.
You're right.
Isn't Russell Simmons?
Russell Simmons also got Russell Simmons isn't even in America no more, so he can get away from the charges.
It's not crazy. It's like the culture.
He was dating Maura Lee when she was in high school.
Yeah.
She talks about it. She said, I went to my junior prom and he wouldn't go. I went to my senior prom and he couldn't go.
Damn.
He shouldn't go.
Jay-Z,
yeah,
Jay-Z was accused by Foxy Brown. Anthony Anderson was accused by some people. And I mean, not just one, but there was multiple. But we still love Blackish.
Man, I'm just listening. I'm just seeing the patterns, like all like top dogs, like in the I guess you want to say quote unquote culture, like the Diddy's and the Russell Simmons. Like it's a lot of corruption, bro.
Quincy Jones, he a nasty motherfucker.
Yes.
Quincy Jones, an old
nasty
man.
Quincy. You know,
Quincy Jones. Yeah, that's another one. Yeah,
you know he tried to bend Tupac over, right?
What?
He tried.
Yeah, he tried. And Pac talks about it. And he said, nah, I wasn't down for that.
See, that's why he hit his daughter. That's why Pac was on
man.
That's why he was on Rashida. And matter of fact, you know who else was on Rashida? Bringing it back full circle. Michael Jackson. Rashida, not Rashida. Was it Rashida? Yeah, Rashida had a crush on Mike back.
Yeah.
Rashida. Who Rashida?
Quincy
Jones.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Rashida Jones.
I'm just saying.
It's crazy, man.
But it seems like most of them, either they get caught for drugs or something crazy, or they get caught for molesting or raping someone. I mean, well, what do they call it? Essay.
Yeah, they call it essay. Like
essaying someone.
They running the music that a lot of people listen to, man. It's crazy.
Well, I'm gonna go back to what Preezy was saying. Now, it ain't just women, it's men too. But probably mainly women. It's like, what will you sell of yourself to get this superstardom? That needs to be fixed. Because so many people will sell their soul just to get to the top of the industry. And it's like, what do you you're only going to get like 0.3% of the people going to make it big. There's so many people who are trying to make it big. And everybody, even if you got the best talent in the world, the best talent don't always make it. And these people at the top know this, and they use it to their advantage and make them do things that they shouldn't do, and they don't have to do. This is why I say there's some accountability somewhere, I would hope, within men and women to say, I love myself too much. The riches and the fame ain't worth it to do what you want me to do. But apparently everybody doesn't have that kind of love for themselves to not do these things. And
the main people that obtain wealth, or the entertainers, the rappers, primarily the rappers that we see, the social media influencers that they choose for us to be our black leaders. The main common thing that they have, all those people prior to their success were in a state of not loving themselves. Like they all have the common from rags to riches story, from rags to bitches story, some thugnificent shit. of coming from poverty,
Dun, 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 dun.
always, living check to check, if barely any check at all, and not really understanding the worth of money, understanding the value of themselves, understanding the value of their community. And these people have literally just been plucked from their ghettos at young ages, given not millions of dollars, but the access to millions of dollars worth of things, just given more things than you're mentally, emotionally, and spiritually able to handle. Because also, no one person should receive that much adoration, especially at a young age, before you even know how to truly admire yourself, before you've truly learned who yourself is. The world is loving you for a version of you that they think that you are, and you haven't even finished growing yet. You haven't even gotten a chance to make mistakes, and now you're making mistakes in front of the world. You haven't even gotten a chance to go through your depression, and now you're going through depression in front of the world. You haven't had a chance to really find love, and now you have to try to find love in front of the world. But you also can't really do it because you have to sell an image to them that makes yourself desirable to them. So it's a terrible life that the celebrity sacrifices, because you really sacrifice a life. And a lot of these people, like I said, they're pulled out from a state of not loving themselves, from ghettos. And all of their ghettos are still the same. Like Brooklyn is still a murder capital sometimes. Chicago, still mad bodies, but still Chirac. Atlanta, still hot as hell. While Tip's son want to be outside the gate, it's war out there that you ain't safe from. God damn it. But your parents was keeping you safe from it. That's wild.
But that's the thing. Let me say this. See, I don't want to put blame on kids when it comes to this. I'm mainly talking about full-grown adults. But what are the adults? Most of the adults are probably the ones who put them in that position. Like, what I mean by that, I don't think a lot of those kids automatically said, I want to be an actor or a singer. These parents said, that's what I wanted to do. And that's where I saw my value in. So I'm going to push my child in it. And they're just going to go along with it because they want to please their parents. And eventually they do like it. And they're vicariously living through their kids. And so if they don't have value in themselves, they're definitely not going to teach their kids to have value in themselves. And they're going to make them fall for anything. And that's probably what happened with Cassie's parents. Maybe Raven Simone's parents is like, our value is going to be put in what happens in Hollywood. Our value is going to be what happens in the music industry. So I don't care what happens to the child, as long as if she becomes famous, then I become famous. If she becomes rich, then I become rich. I'm living through my child. I'm not going to say it, but that's exactly what's happening.
A lot of parents will sacrifice their child because, it's vicariously living out something that you kind of regret that you weren't able to bring to fruition for yourself. And you kind of blame your child for that a little bit. A lot of people blame their child. I call that the Joe Jackson effect. That's why he beat the shit out of them so hard, because he felt like he was supposed to be a superstar. So y'all niggas really about to be superstars or else. Rest in hell, Joseph Jackson.
Yeah, and that's a good person to put in that place. Joe Jackson tried to have a music career himself, never was popping off. He's like, I'm tired of working at this mill or wherever he worked at.
Which also working there probably made him more ornery and angry, like inhaling the toxins of coal and shit. We don't think about that for coal miners. Like, the motherfuckers really was having hallucinations at night, like they was going through war, because the kind of dangerous ass industrial jobs that Black men had to work in order to, my dreams didn't work out. I gotta face reality. I gotta take care of this woman keep popping out all these damn kids. I'm trying to sing.
A lot of them.
But it's like, also, Joseph, damn, nigga, pull your joint out, Joseph. Like, them boy,
pull out
boy
game.
planted
Joe Jackson pull out game was a little bit too weak.
And he kept shooting until he hit the shot. I swear.
He said he didn't get it right the first time. He knew the other ones, Randy and them, weren't superstars. He got it right on almost to the last one.
And then right before his fears, here go Janet.
Yeah, hey, then he was just showing off. Hey, after he pushed Michael out, I was like, oh, here go Janet.
Then he had Reby and the rest of them. And
Reby is the oldest. Reby is the oldest.
Oh, Reby is the oldest.
Yeah. You gotta watch the Jack. You got to dedicate your entire day to watching the Jacksons and American Tree.
Oh, trust me, I do. I'm no kidding on
I
this.
might do that for Christmas.
And
I
not
think
to
that's
be
gonna be my
mean,
Christmas movie.
my favorite scene was the Pepsi commercial.
Oh,
my favorite scene.
Shit.
Trill shit. My favorite scene, like I got two of them. It's when he doing Human Nature, just because like he just looked like he was really killing it, really feeling it in the motherfucking studio.
Yeah.
Why? That was my shit. And my other favorite scene, Angela motherfucking Bassett need a goddamn Academy Award in all categories. When she heard that Joseph was cheating on the phone, like he sent her out to go get some ice cream.
Pecan ice
we got
cream.
ice cream in the fridge. We ain't got but a pecan. And then when she come back in the room from hearing that conversation, Joseph,
you a liar.
You a liar. Yeah. You a cheat. I don't want you. I don't want you.
Now, wholeheartedly,
Katie.
if you watch Black Dynamite,
she acted the shit out of that shit.
Called Ninja Please, and I want y'all to watch it. I
Yes,
believe
David.
in that actual episode. I believe Michael came from the planet Mama Say, Mama Sama, Maku.
I love that episode of Black Dynamite. That was the best episode ever.
What?
My man said, "You gonna make me smack you, corn? Do it harder. I gotta do it harder, Quincy."
Yeah, there's a theory that Michael Jackson probably is an alien.
I'm trying to tell you.
He looked
from
like
the highest choir of aliens. That boy was connected. That boy was a siren. That boy was from the choir of aliens.
Yeah.
All right, let's leave this one down. Let's go to the next one. LT wants to get to so bad.
I want to get to it too.
All right, T.I.'s son. Very kind young man, very respectful. You know, he was just asking so he could have some help from his parents to help him his career and help him so he doesn't get picked on by the mob of public opinion. He just wants love. And people are just all on King Harris. Leave that poor boy alone. Nah, that's not what happened. What happened is King Harris was very disrespectful. And King Harris seems to have a complex to where he wants to live a poor life to get respect and not get respect living the lavish lifestyle he's living in that his daddy, T.I., has provided him since he was born. And we even saw how it came about on the show, T.I.'s show they had on VH1. We saw how he came about. We saw him trying to make an album along with the other siblings. And he just had to be famous because of music. And he has to be famous because he wants to be known that like he's from the hood. Why do you want to be in the hood? Why do you want this? This the culture right now. You can't get respect unless you've committed a violent crime or you lived in the hood.
Standing on business.
Yeah, standing on business.
Standing on business. That's
standing on business.
I think he has a song called "Standing on Business." Right? He got a song out now.
He probably do.
Coincidentally.
Sorry. We're going to play the video where he got upset at his parents and some other people that were around him. And we're going to give our response on what we think should have been done, how he should have handled it, either his son or how T.I. or Tiny should have handled it for that matter. Let's pop that up right quick.
Tamika, Clifford and Tamika.
Grand hustle.
Have you ever woke up with a roach on your face?
No, that's not the goal.
All right, then. So there it goes.
Or in your ear.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I got in the neighborhood with me that woke up with roach in your ear. Y'all want to go to the bando in my neighborhood? Do y'all want to go to the bando? Do y'all want to go to the bando? To make him look better, he said he know not true. Silver spoon, I ain't never ate with that day a day in my life.
Nigga, you did have a silver spoon.
Look, used to have to come to my grandma's house because I'm getting in the fight.
You cried like a baby to go to your grandma's house.
Every day.
You used to hold your breath.
Every day. I don't want to be in these gates. I want to be outside in the neighborhood. That's why I want to be over there. But they don't understand that.
No, I'm going to tell you the reason why you want to be over there. Y'all ready? He can suck and pacify over there. He was 12 years old. He was sucking and pacify.
Ain't nobody hiding.
He capping. He capping. Hey, he know I stand on business. He know that.
Stand on business.
Ain't no nigga ever pulled my car ever in life. I stand on business. You drop me somewhere, I stand on business. You drop me in your hood, I stand on business. Yeah. I've been stood on business. I've been stood on business.
You heard what that
You
boy
want to
said.
hide it for the world, I'm going to put it out there for them to see. I wouldn't put up nowhere. You ain't had me put up nowhere. Like, you ain't had me behind the mansion. I was outside doing what I wanted to do.
You was behind that till you cried.
No, I got too much to drink. I drunk too much. Drunk too much. Let's go. Get mad because we say the South ain't the suburbs. Then he want to talk about some other shit. Like, just being sick. Just being sick. No, I'm being real. You lying. You lying. You over here flagging. You're capping. You capping. I know you. I know you. Though. I know you. What's wrong with y'all? Why y'all doing that to me? Y'all know me. You know I stand on business. Why you even letting somebody play with me like that? Why you letting somebody play with me like that? Why you letting him play with me like that? No, ain't no joking. What do you mean?
You are embarrassing yourself. You are embarrassing yourself. You are embarrassing yourself. You are embarrassing yourself. What is you talking about?
You can't do nothing with me, pimp.
Well, you can't do nothing with me. Ain't shit you.
Here we go.
Quick question.
Go ahead, man.
Haven't we all just real quick? Haven't we all had experienced this on a normal Sunday with family or a holiday where y'all just good and got a little liquor in them, and then all of a sudden it just stuff just goes south?
Experience
Hold up.
I did that, or I've seen family do that.
Either one.
Okay, I never will ever do that.
Never.
Okay.
Father, ever. I don't like that.
No, I ain't talking about that extreme. No.
Okay.
Nah.
Yeah, you
I
don't
would have
want
been
to
more
tell.
literal. I've never seen a rich. Well, I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of rich kids that fight their dads.
You just mean the disrespect, though, right?
Yeah, man. It got a
That
little
was
liquor in them.
very disrespectful.
It was.
So
I
I'm
love
a little synopsis. I'm trying to get, because in case you didn't understand it, because he has a bit of an accent, like kind of like mine, but not like mine. But so he wanted people to know that he spent time in the hood, and he stayed a lot of the time at his grandmama's, who lives in the hood for some reason. I don't know why.
In the band.
But yeah, and so he wanted people to know that, so people will give him his rep, so they think, oh yeah, he's about his business. He just live a lavish lifestyle with T.I., which what is the problem with that? I don't know, but that's the way our culture is. So, and he felt like Tiny and T.I. were not defending him, and they were just letting it slide. All these people pick on him like they kind of do since he kind of became public the last few years with his antics. So,
John Morant all over.
Basically, yeah. John Morant, he won't as rich, but
John Morant, he's shooting, and it's not always on the court. That's the problem. Yeah. He bad. His mama don't care. He was one of them. My mama don't care. Let's go shoot.
Yeah. So how do y'all? And some people are blaming T.I. and Tiny for this, saying they put this out here so he could be embarrassed like that. So some people are mad at T.I. for doing this more so than King Harris.
Well, who was recording? Was King recording?
Nah, he wasn't. It was somebody.
Phone. I mean, it was obvious.
I mean, he wasn't holding it, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was holding his phone. Which is weird.
Why are you recording that and then post it?
That's what they do.
Mentality is just so ignorant.
They literally had a promo the next day for T.I. has a video or a talk show on Complex. Guess who his next guest is?
Not his son.
King Harris.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm sure it was easy to get him on the show.
I was
It
probably
literally
one
came
of
out
those
like
things.
11 minutes after that video came out. Or yeah.
Well, see, that was probably a promo. That was probably something to spike a little bit of intrigue, everything. But I'm
Because
gonna let you
King,
know
like,
now. See, that's
to
why my
exactly
kids
what
don't play
Red
that.
was saying, King wants his street cred. He's trying to start a music career of his own. He's trying to build his own legacy. And yeah, I guess this is Dad's way of helping out. It's
And see, this is how I know
I ain't gonna go out like no sucker.
rap ain't the same no more. Because rap used to say, I'm just rapping about the situation I grew up in.
Right.
I'm rapping about what I know.
Right.
Now it's turned to, no, I'm just rapping so I can make money and I can get a reputation that I can't be harmed.
Yeah.
This is why I don't like rap music like I used to, because now people are just they're not doing it for the art anymore. And of course you can make money, but now it's all about money. It ain't nothing about the art anymore. Talking about, I've been to the bando. If anybody don't know what a bando is, that's basically a crack house. That's basically what he's saying.
And it's like, why would you want to call where your grandma lived the ghetto? Why are you doing that? Why are you embarrassing your grandma like that? Tip was right. You embarrassing the family.
Yeah.
Right.
The reason why somebody sells drugs or tries to get out of the hood is so they can live the lifestyle you grew up in. You going backwards.
And you saying your grandma don't care? Like, you go over there because she just let you do what you wanted? That's enabling. That's not good. Like, now.
That's why you got Andre. That's why you got Andre making an album with a flute, because this
it isn't authentic anymore.
Look, Andre 3000, leave my boy alone. You all gonna hear that in some trap beat. I guarantee you.
You're right.
Somebody gonna sample that.
I listened to it, not the day it came out. It's very beautiful.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it is a very calm and what if you watch the video, not to get off the topic of this, if you watch the video of what he was saying, he got tired of the game and he wanted to do something different. And which is great. Because everybody rapping about the same thing now and they all sound alike.
Yeah.
I can make a rap song.
Honestly, I love that interview that you're talking about, because Andre said something. He was like, at my age, what do I rap about? My colonoscopy exam, because that's what's real to life. That's what's real to life to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what is actually going on in my life. I'm not out here popping bottles in the club every night. I'm not out here shooting up shit every day. I'm not out here.
There's so many things he can rap about, though.
But Dr. Dre, it's funny you said that. Dr. Dre had came back and said something. He was like, Nas was like 50 something, still making grown music and stuff.
And we have that shit. Maybe Nas will do what Lupe Fiasco did and spit over some of these Andre 3000
beats.
I would appreciate that the know that we can talk about something else besides drug and killing or whatever like that, because that is the basis of our culture. King, I mean, he wants to be like his dad. It's apparent, and maybe he doesn't understand that you can talk about something else besides that. But what is that a mirror of what the culture is now? Is our culture trash in hip hop to where we think like this is the only way that we can make ourselves famous and make money off of? We can't do nothing else. It's kind of backwards, because Cassie, she was drugged into the game because she wanted to become famous. She wanted a musical career, but she wanted to go up.
Mm-hmm.
King Harris wants to go back down. He wants to start at the bottom. The scrums of the world, the hoods of the world, that's going down. At least Cassie was going up. At least Raven Simone was going up.
For hip hop, you have to you have this. I'm sorry, go ahead, John.
Nah, you heard what Drake said, and everybody's trying to do it because what Drake is, once again, in the name, icon. Once you become that icon, once you become that person that people want to develop behind, Drake, like, man, we started from the bottom, now we're here. All these little young boys, what they want to do, they want to go back to the dirt, to the mud and everything, just to say, I did it. I made it out. But being honest, you ain't never had to be there.
Shit, I'll even piggyback a little bit on what you're saying.
And let me say this real quick. And the people who have had to be in the dirt and the slums who grew up in that type of stuff, be honest with yourself. If you could trade places and be behind those gates and make it big, would you rather make it big from behind the gate or have gunfire or go to sleep to gunfire?
It's a good point. Now, let me tell you this. How do people form generational wealth? Do they get rich and then start off at the bottom again? Or do they get rich and they grow on the riches and make it bigger and bigger? Is that how you make generational wealth?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or what his plan is?
I bid the second one. Only dumbasses want to go back.
Right. And this is why we're in where we're at now. I mean, one of the reasons where we're at as people now is because we want to do it the hard way. And of course, there's certain circumstances where we're put in the hard way, but we don't help it by putting ourselves in harm's way. Like, don't cross the street when traffic is busy. Wait until there's a stoplight.
Hey, y'all know that artist D1?
Yeah.
D1, he basically kind of like put out in the open with Rick Ross and Jim Jones, like basically giving hip hop like, yo, we need to take some accountability. And I think that's a big problem with, I guess you want to put quote unquote the culture. There's no accountability. King should not. Yeah, I'm not trying to sit here. Yeah, I'm not trying to sit here and judge because I'm not in their shoes. But outside looking in, we basically seeing King grow up. There should be no reason why King want to sit here and live like that. You done seen your dad done went through it and he made it. What's that? You ain't got nothing to prove to nobody.
I'm gonna jump right in because you saw how he made it.
Okay.
Back to Red's point, the reason Cassie was able to go up and not go down because she's a female singer. That's not the standard that we hold them to. You don't have to come from poverty or be a hardcore, gangsta ass thug female singer. In order to be a rapper, we don't respect your rise. We don't respect your story. We don't want to hear your music unless you're talking about that gun sound. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're giving us that. So to go to what John was saying about Drake and started from the bottom, I'll even say that Drake received a lot of flack for that song because we know his backstory. You're not from the hood. You're a upper middle class, Jewish, half black child star from Toronto, Canada. There's no like started in the bottom in the sense was not started from the gutter as we general hip hop and just black and brown people know or perceive to be the bottom. Because I understood when he said started from the bottom, I started from the bottom of the industry. Like you think being a child star makes me something in the rap industry. It doesn't. That's literally a negative because no one will take me seriously. I'm Jewish. No one will take me seriously. Look at my face. No one will take me seriously. Like, so I get what he's saying by started from the bottom, but our response, our warped mindset to only respecting people who truly like a Biggie Smalls who said I came from such terrible conditions that I had to sell crack to pregnant women, which if you ask Miss Wallace, she'll say that's a damn lie. She'll say, I heard some of these rappers' moms, I work hard as hell, so that you wouldn't have to and you out here rapping about not having the shit that I worked hard as hell to give you.
That's the trash culture. We respect that, just like we respect people who do not pronounce words correctly or spell words correctly. We respect that. We respect if you had some time behind bars versus somebody who became a doctor.
Future is a perfect
program. There you go.
Future got so many baby mamas, and he got so many. Like you can go in the club right now. People, Future, he a legend.
Oh my God! Yeah, but, they literally put this man's head on Jesus' body.
But no, tell the other reason why. I don't know if you were getting to that, but tell the other reason why.
Well, he not really taking care of his kids.
No. I thought you
don't really do the drugs that he talked about.
He doesn't do drugs.
He doesn't. Yeah, right. Yeah.
50 Cent man on Get Rich or Die Trying, get high all the time, but he don't smoke weed.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. That's crazy.
But he knows that's what his people are going to gravitate to.
Yeah.
Unknowingly helping the big pharmaceutical companies because you're literally pushing you're helping inflate the opioid crisis.
All right.
But see, even the rappers that like there are some rappers out here that have bars
RP
on
Juice WRLD.
bars on
Yeah.
bars that you could literally lay out and you could talk about. Shout out Locksmith. Like that man got bars and he be speaking the truth. But won't nobody touch his music. Barely anybody. If I put a Locksmith song out there, most people don't know who he is. And who's this dude? And he's speaking the truth. And he putting it out there. It ain't something that they're telling him to talk about.
Yeah.
It's something that he chose to talk about. And the man is good at it. And his lyrical content is just phenomenal. Toby Nwagwe, another artist. Like we don't have to settle for this garbage rap that we are being fed and that is just pulling people down.
Six.
You said Sexy Red?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Get it.
Oh my goodness.
That's Preezy's favorite rapper, right?
No, it's
Look,
not.
Look. I'm gonna be honest with you. Take
Not
me
at
back to the
all.
Uncle Luke. Take me back to the
Nothing.
Uncle Luke days, the Too Shorts and old Snoop Dogg, and
Son of a
Method Man, Red Man, and all the good stuff. Not
Even
the trash we got.
see, John, even like with that, right? You can and the young kids can say like, well, they won't really talk about nothing either back then, and that's cool, and they can have that. But you see them now, like Method Man. A lot of these people in their 50s and 40s and 60s. You seen growth of maturity.
Yeah,
right? Like, you know what? Dang.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Like Q, you see these people that matured up. Like, you know what? We did what we did to get where we at, but now let's teach and educate the youth. Hey, there's a better way.
But see, once again, and I said this in a previous show, highlighting Meek Mills and how he tries to balance his balancing act, he says, where he do more speeches and he's talking about good things because of how bad he feels that he said it. The company pays me more money if I talk about the raunchy and ratchet things. I get more money the more raunchy and ratchet my album is, the more it's, tearing down our people.
People are going to talk
money.
about it.
Exactly. And if I talk about Dolce and Gabbana, even though they can't pay their lights next week, guess what? They gonna go out and get that Dolce and Gabbana and them Fendi. Because who said it? And who rock it? Me and all the other hot artists.
Need a nice little check for it. So yeah, now I'm pushing it on to y'all.
See, this is why artists like J. Cole gets more respect, because he don't talk about stuff like that.
That's right. But see, yes, he do, but at a certain tempo, he don't. Like real artists like J. Cole, once again, shout out J. Cole. They don't get the respect they deserve because that man is a legend. That man is a monster.
He sells though.
Yes, but this is the catch. A lot of people don't appreciate it as much as the baby, as much as once again,
they don't appreciate it as much as Drake
or Gorilla or Drake or anything.
Drake dropped a trash ass album, but it sold more than anything else. Like it was so lazy, it was so uninspired. Like it was.
Which album?
For all developers.
Which one?
Oh, yeah.
He's been dropping some trash lately. He's been dropping some straight up garbage. I mean, yeah.
But here's the thing: like this is a scary thought that I have. Hip hop does not have a next superstar after Drake. I was watching a video recently, and they proposed that theory that we don't have a next global rap superstar. Like, think about it. This is like the first time in several years that a rap song hasn't been the #1 song in the country, to where rap music isn't the current dominating music. Even more and more so now, you're hearing Afro beats, you're hearing African artists taking over the radio waves. You're hearing they're going back to pop music, they're going back to alternative music,
or AI. AI is coming.
Or AI.
Look, I'm just gonna straight up stick to my music until they take it away. and everything. I'm gonna stick to my Dice Effects. I'm gonna stick to my leaders of the new school.
Dice Effect.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. They wasn't saying much of nothing, but bruh, it was still hitting, and it wasn't nothing insane. I'm gonna stick to my Nice and Smooth, my Pete Rock and CL Smooth, and none of this garbage that we are dealing with now.
Is leaders of the old school in there too?
Leaders of the old school.
Yeah.
All right,
The
that's
old
what's
Buster
up.
Rhymes.
Yeah.
The Buster Rhymes. Rah, rah, like a dungeon
Dungeon
dragon. Yeah.
That's
I got
what
to
I'm
have that in the bit. Not this. When I get on the block, me and my bosom, my mama, I'm gonna sit here with some drummer. You know,
Yeah, if I was the
stuff like
Migos,
that.
I wouldn't even be able to
That's
rap
good
about
right there,
it.
right?
I understand what you said, John. And so you actually good.
I'm about to make the next hot single. There you go.
Now John, you have to be inaudible. I can't understand what you're saying for it to be a hit.
Understand what I'm saying?
You gotta mumble.
Oh,
you
yeah,
gotta
I got
go.
Yeah.
That's how you gotta sound.
There you go. And then
You don't even have to do none of that. Just shoot somebody in Walmart.
Man,
bro,
Take the baby route.
do that. Shoot
you
them in their
see,
foot.
it's
Like
like the toilet. That's crazy.
Shoot somebody in
But
Walmart. I'm telling
But
you.
look, it's like, with the whole thing with King, man, and it's not even just King. Kids out here in Fayetteville. The problem is, it's like, you watch the movie, what's that movie? Cuba Gooding Jr., not Mr. Side, but Boys in the Hood.
Boys in the Hood, okay.
All right.
You had the OG. The OG was his dad. These kids now, you got the Sexy Reds, the NBA Young Boys, and all that. There's no, because that's what I was bringing up earlier, the accountability. Like Tip, I don't know what Tip taught the King. I don't know if he was trying to educate him about, all right, you don't need to do this. Bless. But it's I think it is like the generation before, like us and, a little bit, before us too. The accountability really fall back on that, not educating them like, all right, because there should be a progression of a generation. Like, hey, we had a crack era. We don't need a repeat. You know what I'm saying? Now it's Molly and Percocet and, the opioids, like you said, LT. And like, you don't really see a progress. Like, you want to talk about the culture, you don't really see a progression. Like, why are we still the black on black crime?
There's literally, and it's in the music. You can always trace everything. Like a culture, you can always there's two things that you can always find the progression of a culture: their food and their music. Because these things are intrinsically connected to how we experience life and how we move forward as people. And our music no longer is geared in a way to elevate us. The things that we say about ourselves and to each other in the music that we listen to elevates nothing. Everything is sad. Everything is for all the dogs. These hoes ain't shit. Everything is always like literally Summer Walker says a whole hot girl movement and Waveman is all these niggas ain't shit. Like
that's another thing.
We had that before. Like it was, I'm not gonna say that it needed its place, but yeah, we had that, we experienced that. But because it's literally a part of the industry. Like, what's never going to happen with the music industry? They're never going to allow an artist to control their art, because, as I said, a culture progresses by their food, their music, their art, their culture. That is literally what creates their culture. And if their culture is about demeaning themselves, then they're always going to be in a state of not loving themselves, which is going to always have them in a state of trying to fulfill that need through material things that we can then sell to them in the music and the media that they consume.
You think Tupac was an example of that, LT? What you just said? Like this system don't want an artist to, elevate.
Yeah, because Tupac was an amazing blend of the thug street figure, the thing that King wants. And even T.I. has had his comparisons to Tupac before. They actually have a song, Pac's Life. But yeah, he has that thug element. I'm from the streets. I've had a hard upbringing, but he also has that black leader revolutionary element of an intellectual, because my mother was a Black Panther. My stepfather was a Black Panther member in my family. Members of my family were Black Panthers. We're very educated on the legal system, and we have a history of fighting against oppression. And he had a clear mission that I remember there was an interview of Tupac when he was like 16, 17 years old, where he was literally, for some reason, they were interviewing him for like his little school projects and shit. And he was like, yeah, I want to be a musician, but if I don't do that, I'll probably like move to South Africa and be like a revolutionary, fight apartheid or something. Like with a straight face. Just like this is, I'm either going to make it as a musician because that's how I want to infect change on the world, or I'm going to go down to a place to where I can really be on the ground and affect some change in a major way on the world. Either way. And he had an amazing way to blend both of those. He was a Gemini, so his astrological sign really reflects that. That's the twins.
Yeah.
You can walk with the devil, and you can walk with a halo in heaven as well. So he was able to be the I get around, but he was also able to be the keep your head up. And not only did women want to be with this man, they felt good because this man that had a very masculine, somewhat, yes, very aggressive image, but there was also an element of protection and compassion and understanding of a woman's plight. Again, even as a crack mama, like he literally put emotion into the things that he said. Not the most lyrical on a technical level, not the most lyrical artist, but on a poetic and a influential level of trying to get a message across of Black love, Black unity. He did that by blending all of our images together. And that's why I'm not going to say that's why they killed him, but that's where the industry saw value in the thug image. They wanted to keep selling us that thug shit, but not with all that intellectual revolutionary fight back against your oppressor shit that he was also talking about.
Of course. Because you got to be able to keep the people where you want them. You got to be able to keep them at a certain level.
Quadruple platinum when he would drop.
Exactly, but you got to keep them level. It's just like and not to go on for music, but it's just like television show Good Times. The minute that the cast started asking the question of why is it that we can't get out, and you will not allow us to get out of the ghetto, why is it that we can't do it? When they started fighting and they decided they were no longer going to take those roles or do those roles anymore, a lot of them got blackballed in Hollywood. So that's why you haven't really seen a lot of them in too many things, because if I control, and it's an old Roman thing, if I keep you fed and I keep you entertained, I can do what I want and I can keep you in the position that I would like you to be in.
That's how you keep
so basically
and gladiators.
If I control the music, if I control the television, then I control you.
I was thinking too, back in the day, I'm trying to think of anything that has represented this in the last probably 15 years or so. Okay, we had the song. Now I'm thinking about uplifting songs.
Jadakiss, why?
Yeah.
That's one of that was kind of depressing too. You were just asking why we in the situation. I'm talking about I mean songs like I'm gonna give you an example. I'm gonna give you two strong examples. What is the hell name? Oh, Salt and Pepper, What a Man.
Okay,
that's one. And I see Black Men United, You Will Know. You know that song?
Yeah.
Nope.
We had look it up after the show.
I remember
Black Men United.
Yeah. Great song.
Very positive.
Yeah.
Very positive. Had Aaron Hall, After 7, I'll Be Sure, Boys to Men, Brian McKnight, Christopher Williams. I just learned this. D'Angelo, a young D'Angelo wrote it.
Wow.
Or helped write it.
Know that.
That boy be writing stuff.
El DeBarge. This is before D'Angelo came out with the album. So El DeBarge. Yeah.
You got to have DeBarge in the bar.
Yeah. Gerald Levert.
Levert.
Joe. Keith Sweat.
Oh shit.
Lenny Kravitz.
Lenny, the original Drake, the original Black Jew.
Yeah. R. Kelly.
What?
Robert canceled. Oh shit! No, Caitlin canceled. You get
Tevin Campbell.
Oh,
Tony.
Mr.
And I even know
Dog.
this one. Usher. I gotta leave Usher out. I don't remember Usher in the video, but Usher.
What song was this?
You will know.
You
Raymond.
don't know. I
Black
remember that.
Men United. This is a group of famous black men at that time that came together and made a positive, uplifting song for men. Now, you don't hear hardly any uplifting songs for men, period. From us or anybody. Yeah, it's a video for it.
Oh shit.
Yeah, you definitely got to watch it. And again, back to Salt and Pepper, What a Man, songs like that. Can you think of any example of that within the last 10 years?
It's been a long time.
15 years.
It's been a long time. It's been a long time.
Can you? I probably won't come close to it, but Lil Baby,
Talib Kweli, Hot Thing.
Who?
Talib Kweli, Hot Thing.
Hot Thing. Lil Baby had a song Bigger Than Black and White, based on that gun violence, about police brutality and all that.
Mm-hmm. Was that uplifting though?
Okay,
or was it soft?
Uplifting. Okay,
Yeah.
nah, I won't uplift. It's just painting.
I know I can. Nah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I graduated kindergarten.
That's
today.
one. I'll give you that.
Yeah. I
Damn,
know.
cancel.
Okay.
I believe I can fly. Damn. World's greatest. Damn, cancel.
Fabulous by Mr.
Yeah.
He's still see
Put
crazy.
your woman. We see where that got him.
I'm that damn cancel. Shit.
Yes.
That was more so dedicated to Muhammad Ali, the world greatest one. But I believe I can fly. But that was, I'll give you that.
Very positive song.
It was an uplifting song. I'll give you that.
Big Willie style is uplifting.
No.
The Big Will. Hey, no, fuck that. I'm about to start being a Will Smith.
Stop.
I'm about to Will Smith is Will Smith top 10 greatest rappers of all time.
Trent, I have a lot of respect.
Top 20. Will Smith top 25 greatest.
Go back if you're gonna be a Will Smith fan. You go back to when he had
Will
Jazz
Smith,
with
the top 47 greatest rappers of all time.
Oh no.
Wow.
You could have said just the two of us and you would have been fine.
Just the two of us.
Yeah.
That was okay. But it's been a long time. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
Say 10 years?
Yeah.
Something decent. It's been over 10 years.
Yeah.
Was he on Shake Your Tail Feather?
Nah.
I'm really sitting trying to think uplifting.
Uncle Luke.
Uncle Luke.
Oh
yeah, he was lifting cheeks. He wasn't.
He was uplifting.
Kendrick Lamar.
He was uplifting.
Yeah.
Hey, what you say? What song was that?
Yeah, all right. All right.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Kendrick Lamar.
Kendrick always got some fire. For
Actually, the whole black.
I'll give you that. Kendrick Lamar.
They call me.
Kendrick always got something.
Was it Love Yours?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They call Love Yours.
For Your Eyes Only, the entire. It's a personal album.
Oh yeah. That for your.
By who?
For your J. Cole. For Your Eyes On.
I literally stay right up the street from Forest Hills Drive.
You're not far from it. Yeah, you're right about it.
Oh, you right there. Okay.
Yeah. Well, mainstream. Let me reiterate that. Mainstream songs. Like What a Man and You Will Know. That's out there on the video.
Come on now. You can't be
not booty chicks. Man, not booty chicks.
Brown Ippy.
Dang.
If that's the case, we can put
Chris Brown, These Hoes, and
Loyal. Oh, yeah.
Oh, what he's uplifting the guys to tell them, hey, stay away from these hoes? Is that the uplifting part?
Yeah.
Dang.
Nah.
Yo, that's
if you got to down somebody else to lift somebody up, then that's not up.
Drake started from the bottom because I stand on that.
Motherfucking.
Well, he's talking about himself mainly on that.
Yeah.
The Beyonce Formation.
Now we're here.
All my ladies, now let's get in formation.
That's right. Stand up in the motor.
She got hot sauce in her bag. She was talking about she like her man with Jackson 5 nostrils. Everything is relating to each other. Like everything is.
I mean, I can say, what was the song? It's by the guy, the young guy, Jay something. When.
Oh, J-Rock.
Yeah, there you go.
What's that song about?
Win.
What's that song about?
About winning, bro. About winning in life. It's about winning in life.
About getting money.
That's right.
There's got to be a song about like spreading love and shit. Like
you are spreading love. Stop that, because you're spreading love about.
I don't know what I'm thinking about. Jada Kiss, we gon' bake it. We gon' bake it.
We gon' okay.
I really be forgetting the locks be saying shit like that because all I think about is Sheik Luke always talking about smacking the shit out somebody. Sheik Luke walk up and smack the shit out you. It's like that didn't even go.
I mean, if you're gonna go there, Redman made a whole song about smacking somebody. The song was called,
yeah, he did.
I smacked the shit out.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't go to
that was a funny video. But back on the King Harris again. So going forward, what would you do about that situation?
He'd have caught these hands.
He would have caught the hands.
Straight up, you would caught the hands, because if you old enough, let me tell you something.
In my history,
when you get old enough, and I'll tell you like my grandmother told me, when you get old enough and you think that you're gonna step up, I'm gonna put these hands on you and I'm gonna lay you down. I still love you, but I'm gonna lay you down and I'm gonna let you know that I'm not to be played with. Because the minute that they find out that you the one to be played with, that's the time that the kid's gonna keep acting stupid.
He's smelling himself.
He's smelling himself. So you gotta put that smell up off of him.
How old is King Harris? Is he grown yet?
19.
I don't know if he's grown yet.
He's 19. Same
age. He's like only 12. The way he acts, I feel like he's 12.
Once you get teen on hell, I'm gonna tell you like this. Once you hit double digits and you are big enough, I feel like you should catch the hang.
And outside of the show, the first time we were introduced to King, he was getting his ass whooped inside of a bathroom in his high school.
Oh yeah, I was thinking that video. Yeah, because
you know what his problem is. I've been saying it the whole time. His problem is he looked too much like his mama. That's his problem. He can't get no street cred. Ain't nobody gonna take him seriously because boy, you look like Tina Marie.
He ain't got nothing to prove, man.
He said you look like
Tommy Pickles with dreads.
Man,
wow.
I'm sorry. He looked like he looked like an albino Planet of the Apes with dreads. I'm sorry.
He looked like a Rastafarian Donnie Thornberry.
Yes. Yes. he looked like a Rastafarian.
I got Paramount Plus. I've been watching.
My man looked like a Fraggle.
Remember Yellow Man?
Yeah. My man looked like a Fraggle.
I understood that reference.
So he know tip category. When you see me in the street with Shawty, you don't know me. Like that tip was dangerous.
At the club, in the street, or whatever, wherever we should be. Because
that's the lifestyle he want. Tip won't doing that for entertainment purposes. I mean, granted, he was making money for it, but he was really living that lifestyle. I promise you, Tip, with $1 million, he don't want to go back to that. He wants to stay. Of course. Jeezy even said himself, he trying to stay far away from that lifestyle as much as he can.
Yeah.
All them boys, Jeezy, Gucci, all them Atlanta boys, they glad they are glad. They thank God they at where they at. Man.
Be like you're not on trial. Like statute of limitations. What's the statute of limitations on putting? Because I still listen to that record where he put the bounty out on the ice or on the snowman, the Gucci Mane chain, ice
Gucci jump,
and it was only like what 10K or some shit. He ain't even like, come on now, come on.
See, they squashed at the verse.
They did.
Yeah,
they did.
The olive branch.
But once again, I believe that child need to pause put on him a couple times.
Right.
Just let him know. You know, you need to go in the room and make some furniture move and let him come out understanding.
Why don't you say all of this outside of the gate right now? Like, why don't you leave the mansion then? Like,
right. That's sitting on business and living on your own.
That's outside of the gate to this man. You know what I'm saying?
Well, see, that's the catch. if he wasn't
There's some
whose
business
son he
down there.
was, but see, if he wasn't whose son he was, he would get touched in the hood.
Right. Yeah,
He'd get bothered in the hood.
Because they gonna look at you like, oh, you come from money. You down here trying to be all whoop-de daisy like niggas in the hood. Like,
but hold on, just like you said, T.I.
you wanna be all whoop-de daisy in the hood? All right, come on,
but
then.
understand, just like you said, Lord Trent, T.I. about that life. So with him being about that life, it's a dude I know right now. His brother was the big dog. He was out there like that. People won't touch him because of his brother. His brother then moved on from that life, cleaned his life up. He good to go. This boy won't get touched, and he one of them rah dudes. He one of them rah cat. He one of them ones that's always jumping off the porch, always got something to say. He always yacht, just like my man said. He always out there. But why will he do it? Because he know if his brother come in town, everybody shook.
Even nothing is better than a dad that you know can shoot shit up.
Their business. Exactly. His brother,
or not only shoot shit up, but bail your dumb ass out of jail or clean up your mess with his money.
There you go. Or clean up your mess, period. So just like T.I., yo, look, you ain't gonna touch my son, blah, 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 blah. Come on, man. You think he gonna let his son, even if his son act like he that tough, you think he gonna let his son go in the hood without protection, without security?
Right. Got a security blanket.
I got an unpopular question.
So he gonna go off at the mouth.
Right. I got unpopular. It makes me think about who is King friends. Because you gotta sit and think about it. Who is his hair?
People that don't care about him. That's what's funny.
His boys that look just like him.
Huh?
You see his hair. His boys that look just like him. Look like a whole group of Fraggles. Look like Sideshow Bob and his brother just running down the damn street.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
It's like, what's the point? Like, you don't need to prove nothing. They all like they not gangster. His friends, I know his friends ain't gangster because King is not really
either not gangster or they like he that hood niggas always like they'll let the nigga with all the money come to the hood because hey I can drive your car real quick. I can run this around what he can do. Yeah. That's all he goes to the hood.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good point.
Okay.
They're friends with him for what he can do.
Got you.
Wasn't it Soulja Boy that was getting that love for that? He was coming to the hood, repping and everything, banging and all this stuff like that. But they let him do it. Why? Until he got a little bit out there, they let that man do it. Why? Because he had that bread. Come on now.
Same thing the non-Trey Bloods did with 6ix9ine. He was not.
I was just thinking about that.
He was not gangster at all. But you have money.
He made a whole career
for our laundering, or you can launder money for us.
Yeah.
And when they were done with them, they used them and threw them out to dry. And then he threw them out to dry.
Yeah.
A lot of artists. That's where they come from. A lot of artists come from somebody else's stories. Once again, Rick Ross.
I was thinking about him too.
Once again, Freeway lived that life, but his name came from the original.
The original Rick Ross.
Yeah.
Freeway.
Millie was born in the wrong decade.
Exactly.
Look at what they went through.
50 is a monster. He is a big time business mogul. Yeah, I believe he was about that life. But at the same time,
even his
the original 50 Cent
was somebody else.
Was nothing to be played with. They said that man walked up and down the street with a 357 tucked in his jib. Come on, man. And ain't nobody bother him, including the cops.
Because he got hit. Like I got hit, but he ain't fucking breathing.
I'm just gonna say it, Lord Trent. If you gonna say it, you gotta say it like 50 gonna say it. He got hit like I got hit, but he ain't fucking breathing.
He said that, and the ops was like, "Damn, you right.
Yep, exactly.
We're down one.
There we
and
go.
This shit knocks.
That's it.
So it seems like the general consensus is y'all would whip King Harris's ass to get him back in line.
Oh yeah,
Punch him in his chest.
I put them
For
paws on his
disrespecting
ass.
you like that.
they get the belt.
Nah,
Don't get strapped, get the belt.
I
I'm
do
gonna put the
exactly what
paws
Bernie
on
said.
it.
I punch him in the chest.
I think the biggest thing is they're gonna have to let him go through the pains. If he get in trouble, he's gonna have to stay in trouble and get himself out, because what a person does on business, they handle business.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
if he get in
'Cause
trouble,
what?
business,
Handle his business.
yeah. If he get in trouble, let him handle it. If he own his business, if he need a home, if he need his own car, luxurious car, let him get it on his own, not with any of your money. And let's see how long you handle business and you come back into the arms with Tiny and T.I.
I know his brothers and sisters looking at him like, nigga, what are you doing?
Yeah. They actually made some pretty decent music.
Yeah.
The
money, he's tough.
I'm just gonna be honest with you. If he disrespected me like that, I will Ultimate Warrior clothesline his ass. Show my age.
All right, let's move from this one and go to the next story. This one's not as funny as this one we were talking about. The Mississippi story. Did any of y'all hear about this story about the guy that was killed by the cops?
Nope.
I did.
And
okay, yeah, I did hear that.
Say that again, please.
Was he was a pastor, like a deacon, older man?
I don't remember him being a deacon in there, but you could be correct.
He was an older man, yeah.
Yeah.
They raised him or something like that.
Yeah, and the cops killed him, but they did not tell his mother that he was dead.
No, this is a different story.
Yeah, and he was buried in like a grave far away, and they told the mother like 6 months later.
What in the world?
Oh wow, that's that one.
That's the second. What the fuck?
With his ID, did he have ID and everything on him?
Yeah, they finally ID'd him, later on and told the mother about it. She was trying to find what happened to him. Let me find a video and I'll get a little bit more clarification.
But they're getting they passing a law, and I forget which state it is. I'll send you the video, bro. But black cops can no longer pull over Caucasian drivers, but white cops can pull over.
How they gonna know that ahead of time?
Bro, when they run your tags, they know everything they need to know.
That's true. I guess they can look
I'm
at
gonna
it.
tell you that. Let me tell you something. When I drove a car and it was a little white girl on the car, and I didn't get pulled over that whole year. I didn't get pulled over that whole year.
You just stick your arm out the window. You can't get it.
No, just tinted windows. Just tinted windows, so you show the lightness of your hands.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. And hurry up and put them back in before they really look. There you go. He's a darkie.
He's a darkie.
All right, let me play the video right quick.
News exclusive. A mother in Mississippi searching for her missing son, only to learn that he had been struck and killed by a police car, and no one had told her for nearly 6 months. Blaine Alexander reports on what she's demanding.
The last time Betterstein Wade saw her son Dexter, the two had an argument and he left the house. But 3 days later, when her 37-year-old still hadn't come home, she knew something was wrong.
He's never disappeared like that. He never disappeared like that. He never.
Within 2 weeks, she filed a police report. For months, her calls to police got the same response. No update.
Help me understand what that time was like for you.
That time was horrible. You would lay in your bed. You would think he might have been out there suffering. Somebody might have had him, tortured him. You just want that call to say, Mom, I'm all right. I'm all right. All you want to do is see your child.
Then, in August, nearly 6 months after Dexter went missing, an investigator finally told her Dexter had been hit and killed by an off-duty Jackson police officer while crossing a highway. It had happened less than an hour after he left home that day in March. Then, another bombshell. Dexter had already been buried in an unmarked grave behind the county jail. The only sign, a pole with the number 672.
Dexter, I tried to find you, and I couldn't. I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry you're here.
You saw buzzards circling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like he was about to talk real slow. Condolences.
Yeah. So 6 months later,
Man,
they finally, I don't know what gave them the gumption to finally say something. They finally told her, hey, we got your son in the back of a damn prison or jail somewhere with an unmarked grave with the numbers on it. You can go pick him up when you want to.
Because they didn't expect somebody to come looking for him. That's all.
Yeah, the investigator works differently than the actual sheriff or police department itself. So, I mean, it might have just taken that long. I don't.
No, they didn't
Yeah,
expect
yeah. I
somebody to
can't
come
even.
looking for him.
Yeah,
And they anticipated, they said he was just somebody that nobody would care about more than likely.
Right.
They didn't anticipate his mama actually caring and loving him. And they thought, well, you know what? We can get away with this one. I mean, come on now. Who did the off duty? He was off duty. Key words there. Who did the off duty officer call in this instant to say, hey, I just hit a guy and I need to really, I was tired or whatever was the case. I need to get rid of this situation. Who did
he's
he
probably got
call?
some friends on the
oh
force he
yeah,
can call for that.
you already know that. That's it.
And yeah, I've been recently reading. I'm still on chapter one. It's a long ass book, but yeah, the new Jim Crow. Um, there's already a stigma of how we look and see black men, especially directly as how we are the main ones that populate the industrial prison system, and police officers, especially white police officers, they act with such diploma or such diplomacy
Diplomacy.
in their ability to murder black men at whenever they
Mm-hmm.
see fit, whenever they see fit to do so. And not only that, the fact that they will get away with it because it is a direct it like the it- it's a direct response to literally having or literally trying to mass incarcerate and population control. And the primary targets of that are always going to be black and brown men and the largest percentages of that.
Of
So
course, of
he
course.
probably had some people on the force that he could call to help him move the body or whatnot. The fact that he decided to go behind the county jail is very telling. It's
But
like you
hold
you didn't
up.
feel like this was the wrong place to take it. You didn't feel like this was too close to putting it to where you work because you felt safe here.
But they
You
didn't
marked it.
say he put it there. They, someone buried the body there. So whoever was his accomplice in this situation, that's who buried the body there with him, more than likely.
Mhm.
And
Or they just sent him off and said, "Don't worry about it. I'll handle it." Too much of that goes on.
too much like and it's because the sentiment behind the black male within this country is yeah, either kill him or put him to labor, and that's literally what the whole prison system is about. And it's an alarming thought to think like the
Yep.
modern concept of policing within this country, it literally only came about because there was 4 million like recently freed roaming black people after slavery had ended, and people still wanted to impose some sort of control over land that now was being imposed upon by all of these newly freed former slaves of mine. And it
Hmm.
really just became the slave patrol just be getting a more official badge. It became people from the north coming down,
Of
putting in
course, of
legislation
course.
and things to help us have or things to help the poor, the now poor whites. They're poor because they don't have slaves to till the land for them anymore, at least giving them positions of which they could still feel connected to their white supremacy and act out their aggression towards the new black or the newly freed black race that is not only taking some of their spots in their land, but creating industries and agriculture and taking the things that they learned while they were in slavery and making communities for themselves of which to thrive upon. And yeah, the police, it literally just gave the law to people that wanted to have authority and control over a certain sector of the population, which unfortunately happened to be us. And it still happens to this day way too often, because you can
Yep.
literally do things like this to black men, where they throw them in jail and never have to call anyone about them, never alert them to them, never have to give them a fucking phone call, or just kill them and make the story whatever you want it to be. Because
Yep.
as long as it whatever the paper says is what the court is going to go with. Like we really don't operate on the divine laws like the 10 commandments or 42 laws of Ma'at or Ila Ife. Like we put so much emphasis on living in a Christian society, or a morally upright society, a just society, a society that truly believes in justice. But we really turned, a pun intended, a blind eye towards how colorblind justice is not within this country.
Man, and FYI, yeah, that was Mississippi.
Oh
I
yeah,
just
they
sent it
just
to you.
be
Big Red, I
make
just
this
sent
shit.
that joint to you. That was Mississippi.
Mm.
That is doing that law of
Mhm.
black cops can no longer pull over Caucasian people, and white cops can do whatever the hell they want as always. But as
Yes.
as
Why you can be a black cop? Like why? And
as
and
I
that's
mean,
meant to deter
but
black people from trying to be
but
cops.
once again, no, it doesn't, because you got a lot of black people that's all they wanted to be. I love my brother to death, but my brother always wanted to be a chocolate chip since he's seen a TV show.
Mm,
That's
Mm.
it. And he stands in the words of King Harris, he stand on that. Like he firmly believes that yes, there is no bias, no anything within the law. You know, he truly believes that. I tell people all the time, at the beginning of the year, it's insane. And I spoke to somebody uh that is one of the higher up people like a governor and everything. And he even said it just in conversation, just random conversation, jokingly. He was like, "Oh, it's things that you just don't know about how the system operates, like how it's a group of officials that sit in a room at the beginning of the year and they make up a list of a number of the amount of people that will get pulled over, the amount of people with that pullover that will be arrested, the amount of people that get released, and the amount of people that will have to go to court."
Mm.
With this happening here, and with
the
all
judicial
crime,
system makes a
if
lot of money.
if with a crime
Exactly.
that happens, the people that could get caught, that means there's a lot of out there that actually don't get caught. So how many
Yep.
times do you think this is actually happening where a unidentified man or identified black guy has been
Hmm.
found and they just bury him on an unmarked grave, and the family is looking for him and they never found him? They at least found him. But how many times does it happen where they never find him?
Infinite.
The concept of the
Is
police, that's why I always thought it was funny that the police and the detectives and investigators are like a private thing, because the concept, they're meant to stop crime. But in order to stop crime, you would have to be taking some, preventive measures in order to
exactly.
stop said crime from happening. So it
Yep.
really puts it puts the chicken before the egg, in a sense, where police officers are, yeah, they're not looking for actual criminals and suspects. They're really kind of just reacting, or yeah, the police and they're like, well, to address what John said, I can understand a person still wanting to be a police officer and wanting to,
Mhm.
affect change in the system from within. Just like
Yep.
we were saying about hip hop, though, you can want to put out the good message, but this industry does not run on that.
Yep.
This industry does not make its money off of
Exactly.
positivity. And the prison industrial system is right up there in the billions with the hip hop, with music industry, with the movie
But
industry.
but just to piggyback a little bit, like in no shade to my brother, I love him to death, and I know this is what he loves doing because he wants to make a difference from the inside. He generally believes that he can make a difference. And we definitely need good cops like that will make a difference in the inside, because there are so many horrible cops out here. And
particular in the jails, in the correctional facilities. That's where you really get to be the slave hand.
But it's this whole thing that people don't realize. If it doesn't make money, then why stop it? Drugs make police a lot of money.
Right.
Drugs. Think about the factor, and I
on
need
drugs.
to disappear. Think about it. I need to disappear, but think about the factor of the matter that the war on drugs. Think about the factor that all this money collected. Where does this money go when you so-called, quote unquote, put it in evidence, and after the case is 20 years resolved, now this money is in a new place.
It's a good
in
point.
a new location. Where does this money go? I have a friend who used to teach in the youth jail, and one of the kids said during the riots in Baltimore, there was a bag that was dropped with guns and money in it. Now you tell me.
In this book,
how
Ronald
is it
Reagan declared there was a war on drugs before the war on drugs even took place.
Started. Yep. And how is it that all this stuff hits the street again before, like after it was logged in the evidence, all these things. Now, if I come up missing, y'all know where to find me. You know what happened in an unmarked grave, because I spoke too much.
The truth got too exposed.
We hope that don't come to that.
We hope it don't come to that, but
come get
you know what
me.
Exactly.
Yeah. So they even said though that when they found him, that he had medication that they could identify him within days after that incident, and they still didn't bother to contact the family or find the family. The family say he had ID in his pocket, so depending on who you believe. Either way, 6 months out, that just makes me believe that there's a whole group of people out there that's been lost, or not just hit by police cars. They just could have been anybody they found dead, and they didn't bother to find the people who are looking for them. If the policemen do that,
because again, that's not their job. Their job is to stop crime, quote unquote, protect and serve.
I mean, serve
even that right there is telling. They're not meant to protect us, inherently in their inception from how they were incarnated in this country. The police force was not meant to protect or serve us. It's literally what the 14th Amendment that literally forces the police to answer the calls of Black people and treat us justly if we needed their assistance. I think that's the 14th or 15th Amendment. I think the 15th, the 13th gives us the 13th is getting rid of slavery. The 14th, I want to say, gives us the right to vote, and maybe it's either the 14th or the 15th. But yeah, at a certain time, we didn't even have the same access to, and shit, not even that far back. You could think if a Black person in the 60s called the police for some shit, they would probably sooner be arrested themselves than actually have their self protected and served.
That is true. That is the original inception was not meant for them to protect us, but again, also the original inception of the Constitution was not Black people being human as well, too. So old habits die hard. So yeah, and just as we were talking about earlier, just because it's a law doesn't mean everybody's going to follow it. You hope for the best, but that's not what everyone does. And as John was saying too, if it makes a lot of money to do the wrong thing, which generally it seems like that's how the world is run. That's why people say money is the root of all evil, because it tends to make people do corrupt stuff. When you have power, then they're not going to do the right thing most of the time. There is probably a few people or cops that may want to make a change, make a difference. But when you got people who control the system, why would they want to change their mind? Because it's a gang mentality. It's a bullet mentality. You know, they're going to gang up and make his life miserable. They're not going to make it easy. But as all things, when you're trying to make a change with something, you got to persevere through the hard things to make a change. Because Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Eldridge Cleaver, all those people had to go through rough times to make a huge change. And some of those changes weren't even that big, if anything. They got killed for that. Yeah, killed, or went to jail, or got killed, or got excommunicated, went to another country.
King got smacked in the face with a brick by a police officer and then got thrown in jail.
All right. Assata Shakur had to go and take home into a whole nother country because they chased him away from wanting to do the right thing. So
they murdered Huey P. Newton. They literally actually came to the home of Fred Hampton and murdered that man. Shot him right next to his pregnant girlfriend.
Yeah.
The police,
Change
the
is not
Chicago
even.
Police Department.
That's
like
another reason.
Not even the CIA, not the FBI, the Chicago Police Department.
That's another reason why there is not that many leaders, civil rights leaders now, because you go too far, you get your brains blown out.
Yeah.
They're gonna go but so far. Like let's say Al Sharpton. Al Sharpton is probably our civil rights leader now, but Al Sharpton has been bought. Al Sharpton has done some things in the name of money. Al Sharpton was he worked with the feds.
Al Sharpton was on the episode of the Parkers. That nigga ain't. Yeah, they got pictures of him with little kids too, and his little skinny body. But yeah, Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, like the NAACP as a whole, like God bless them for the work that they've done. But yeah, to a certain degree, they stay quiet and play ball so that they're just literally allowed to exist.
Mm-hmm.
They do more so. They do more so, kind of a light version, the old head version of what Candace Owen does, and instead of actually trying to, invigorate and lead Black people anymore, they're at the stage where they're kind of just chastising Black people, just chastising the youth culture, and that's what a lot of us do, and or a lot of our, I can't even call us leaders because we don't have leaders. Like we've seen them be assassinated. We don't have people that are graduating from college in political science. Like we don't have Black politicians and Black publics. I mean, we have some. We have a 19 Keys. We have a Yaki Awaken. We have Billy Carson. But these people aren't being blasted down our news feeds. These people aren't being invited to Good Morning America. These people aren't being invited to the Breakfast Club. They're not being invited to Drink Champs. I want to say Breeza.
They figured it out. They figured out because they tried in slavery. What they did, they got the biggest and strongest guy, and they made him example, and they whooped his ass in front of all the other slaves. And like, if you don't want to be like him, then you be good. But after a while, that didn't work. And then the thing we just mentioned was, Martin Luther King, Fred Hampton, and if we even go with John F. Kennedy, the president of the United States, probably the powerful guy in the nation, got his head blown off. And even that, I don't even think worked. What worked is we paid them money. We paid women in the community to get the fathers out of the home. We paid guys to go away to get a certain amount of money in the entertainment industry. If you make this money, you can leave your family. You don't got to be around your family. You can throw away all your morals. Even today, as you see it now, people throw away their morals in sports and entertainment for money. So that's what actually worked in this thing is money, not punishment, but money. That is what's working.
You have to sell out in order to be, and it's literally because, hey, we want you to sell things for us. We want you to sell things to that community that you come from, because even though we keep them poor and in ghettos, or even though they're poor and located in ghettos, they trust you. We chose you to be an icon for them so that we can sell our poison through you so that we can always make money off of them. And there are our artists that know that game. Diddy is one of them. Think about this. Diddy is a fucking billionaire. Name a rich ass bad boy artist that is currently on Bad Boy.
Hell, name a middle class.
Whoever got rich being on Bad Boy?
Oh, that would be it. I wonder who the richest of the poorest bad boy artists are. Now, I would have to probably say Mace, but that's not
King
because
Combs.
of bad boy. You can say him.
King Combs.
You can say that. I don't know what his net worth is, but hell, he's a good example. That's where King Harris could go at, because King Combs, they're both named King. King Combs understands he can try to emulate a rich lifestyle. He doesn't try to live like a hood lifestyle because he knows, nobody ain't gonna believe that. I mean, even P. Diddy didn't try to show he was a hood guy.
Diddy always rapped about the party. Diddy always rapped
about,
that's
true.
Sexy, flexy, fly shit, shiny suit man.
Glad that era died off, but yeah.
That's all.
You got anything to say on it, King?
That shit, and that's what King Combs raps about. But yeah, and King Harris, your dad is a trap rapper, so that's the legacy, and it's kind of lazy because that's you're just trying to piggyback upon the legacy that's already built. But in terms of the richest, like Puffy loves to sit on the camera and he loves to take the pictures, donating to charity. We love watching the award shows, dedication, shit like that. But this man has a track record of not paying people. Not even only not paying people, but in more ways than one, fucking them out of things that they are owed, like their masters, like money. He's done it Mace, he's done it to Black Rob, and people just have a nasty habit of dying around this man. And yet you still have people like Carisha who so is this still your man? Is this still your guy, even though he has this sexual assault charge going on? Like, as a woman, you yourself, like, do you say what's worth it more to me? My career, my talk show on Revolt, or showing integrity and solidarity with my gender and standing against oppressors and predators like the person I call my daddy?
Give me the TV, give me the radio, the podcast. See, that's what she gonna say. Shit, I don't know none of these other women. That's what she gonna say.
I bet you she be strapping up.
Are we witnessing? And I don't be praying on nobody downfall. Are we witnessing the beginning of the downfall of Puff Daddy?
I think so.
Because I got a feeling that more. We all heard. I mean, it's no surprise about these Diddy parties, man, and it sounds like so much is just about to be unraveled. You know what I'm saying? I seen that interview he did with Justin Bieber. He was like, "Why you ain't been when Justin Bieber was like finally getting on? You seen that interview? Like, you ain't been calling me. Like, what? Why you ain't been?" A grown man, what he like 13, 14? You ain't been calling me, man. What's up? I see you shining. It was like this dude, like because the whole Biggie situation is still out. And what they caught? What the killer? They finally caught the killer or something?
Or Tupac?
Well, that's Tupac.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
allegedly, they've always allegedly.
Facts. Yeah. He still got that out, and I don't think anybody like from like the band and Dave was it 26 and Daddy Kane, ain't none of them really went on top of his head.
Fred from the band said that Diddy put all of them through psychological and emotional trauma.
Come on,
I mean,
man.
he literally did disrespect the hell out of them and make them walk.
Yeah, come on.
Like, which no one and I get what he's saying. No one's gonna take me serious as a hardcore rapper, hip hop artist when they just saw you bitch me on national TV.
Yeah,
I walked all the way from Manhattan to fucking Brooklyn to get you a fucking cake. I look like a hoe.
Yeah.
And then Dana D. Kane girls. I mean, a lot of them said that Diddy was very, and I honestly saw it. He would literally send catty, aggressive gay men in there to critique these girls on their dance. Out of shape, fat gay men, like in there to talk shit about them while they trying to get themselves together. And it's like, okay, weird choice of people to send in here to whip these girls into shape. Diddy paying attention to that, But yeah, he would like this dude would literally go in there and just start drama with them when they're trying to create, record, get themselves together for performances and challenges and shit. And he would really just go in there and stir shit up. And it was at the behest of Diddy. Like when Diddy came in there and it's like, why you treating my girls like this? Dude was like, I'm kind of just doing what you told me to do. Like, and Diddy starts looking at the camera like, yeah, but relax, you know what I'm saying? Like, gotta stretch this out for a few episodes. Like he's always thinking about the business. Like that I was the thought I had earlier, like people that don't love themselves. Diddy, like he also had this mindset of by any means necessary, I'm going to get out of this bottom, this gutter that I perceive myself to be in. And he wasn't from a poor, like, you know, fucked up family or nothing like that. He just didn't want to work in the mailroom no more.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? Like he didn't want to be an assistant. So I remember he literally said, I got on my knees for Clive Davis.
Huh?
50 Cent said the same. You know, Puff be saying shit that I don't even think he know it sound the way it sounds.
I love the way you say that, Daddy. Maybe you were saying that to Fabulous.
Yeah, he was cool to
say that, Daddy.
Oh, you talking about the Drink Champs or something like that?
Yeah. Oh, I like
that.
the way you do that,
Like
Daddy.
kept pulling him by his little
older than him.
You ain't never party with me though. We ain't never party. Trying to get Fab to party with him. It's like we ain't never party for real. Man.
He gonna have to worry about something. He got 3 so far. I said, I don't know if I told you that. By the end of the year, it's gonna be 10.
10.
That was my number. I said it's gonna be 10, whether they're real or not real. They're gonna be at least.
I'm gonna
10.
accuse him of some shit.
I seen this.
What in the world?
Look, is this AI?
Nah, that was real. I've seen that before AI came out, where he had his pants around his ankles and just dancing and stuff. I seen the video. I seen the video.
That boy Diddy, wow.
I didn't know
I'm telling you, he had a dildo on the bed. Kevin Hart called so much attention to it. Diddy, what the fuck is that? Well, okay.
You just stepped down from Revolt. Well, temporarily, he said. But why would you need to temporarily step down? I mean,
he's going down
because it don't look good.
Yeah, he's going down.
Somebody gonna try to purchase Revolt. Maybe Tyler Perry.
And also,
50 Cent said he was gonna try to buy it. So what now?
Clive Davis came out as bisexual.
Oh yeah, he been to that.
And like that's Diddy's mentor.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
They can go to a lot of Turkish bathhouse together. That dude, Gene Deal, the former bad boy, just celebrity ass bodyguard. This nigga always.
Oh yeah, he always talking about it. I'm like, he's seen so much stuff. I'm like, dude, why ain't you reporting any of the stuff? But you know, they'll do something now. But you know, he's trying to get his money. He got an interview like every week about a story.
He got a couple in my watch later.
Yeah, I'm sure he do. He go on everything. I think he was on Vlad, of course.
He's on Vlad. He's on Art Dialogue. Goddamn. He's on Comedy Hype. Goddamn. He on. He gonna be on Hostile Therapy probably. Shit. You should holler at him.
We'll get him out there. I'm sure he got something to say. He might have something on me. Damn.
Hey, look. He
knows something about everybody. Him and Jaguar Wright. She talks about everybody. You ever seen interviews with her?
Yeah, I've seen them. She got some in my watch later too. Shit.
Yeah.
She been blowing the whistle on Diddy dumbass.
Yeah. But I think she's been affected by a lot of things she talks about because she don't seem right. She like somebody touched her wrong and
did she have a music career or some shit? Like how'd she get the name Jaguar?
A small one. A small one.
Aztec Warrior or some shit.
The only song I can remember, she was on a Root song off of the Best Man soundtrack. That's the only song I can remember.
Wow, that's very niche.
And she was on the Jay-Z Unplugged MTV album. She was on the live version of that.
Also very niche.
Yeah. She can sing, but it just never popped off.
Check Rivera shirt.
You know, it'd be crazy if we end up finding out in the press that Diddy got something behind that situation with Biggie, man.
Oh, I said that. I said that. I'm like, because people think he had something to do with Tupac.
Kelly, the day that you put out a hit will be the day that Diddy admits that he put the hit out that got Pac killed, to quote Marshall Mathers on Headshot. So yeah, that's Tupac, Biggie, Kim Porter, goddamn, his wife, formerly dearly departed. Black Rob. Goddamn motherfucking. He was there at a party with Clive Davis and the same hotel the night that Whitney Houston died. They was all partying together. Who else died around Diddy? So many motherfuckers be dying and shit. Everybody that he know and love, like, still reside in the hood. Crystal, like Biggie Smalls' mama, still live in Brooklyn. Lil C still live in Brooklyn.
Black Rob.
Yeah.
Yeah, Black Rob died.
He said he tried to reach out to Diddy before he died.
He tried to get his masters back from Diddy, probably like Mace did.
I think that's what it was. He was trying to get his masters.
What, pay for that hospital bill? He was in the hospital. He was looking bad. I was like, he ain't gonna make it.
Jaime Foxx almost died.
Craig Mack was on that list. Craig Mack looked bad before he died too.
Craig Mack back in New York City somewhere. Like all of every classic bad boy artist is broke, and if they not broke, they marry J. Blige. That's it. That's
Mary
it.
J. Blige. What does that mean?
And she had to leave. Obviously, she had to leave. She signed the Aftermath at one point. She literally went all the way over to the West Coast. That's Brooklyn, and she went all the way over to Aftermath.
All right, we're gonna wrap it up there. We're gonna end the show. That's it. We're running out of time. We're gonna end the show though. We're gonna go through the deepest thought. Let's check it out and see what the deepest thought is this week.
And they laughing.
That was a cell phone. If you didn't know what that was,
yes, that boy throat Paul.
It didn't show the whole caption, but his wife was trying to get through his phone, and he swallowed his phone, so she wouldn't discover what was in there.
What in the world?
Why do you not think that's going to make look?
What has this world come to?
Man, I hate to see how it came out on the other end. I hate somebody make a phone call in the middle of the night.
This nigga's taking photos and shit. Like, this motherfucker.
Somebody tried to call him. I hear a bunch of grumbling. What's going on, man?
What in the world? Hey, wasn't that in the Batman movie?
Yeah, I was about to say the Joker.
I know what you're talking about.
Sold a phone cut somebody's stomach open and sold a cell phone into it as a bomb. But I want to say it was some cartoon where they've also like swallowed their phone and they had to like talk to their stomach or something. Like, this nigga watching too many Saturday cartoons.
That is crazy.
That's what a cartoon character will do to try to hide some shit. Oh.
It is not it.
It is not
it. Yeah.
Like, you trying to kill yourself because you think she gonna kill you because you gonna discover what's up there, man.
Yeah, that famous line. You know what? Hey, it's me. All right, it's me.
Like at that point, just end the relationship. You know what?
That's what people do when the police about to pull them over and they got some drugs on. They swallow the drugs so they don't get caught and go to prison. But a cell phone, but a cell phone is hard. It's hard compared to a baggie of damn drugs.
He's on drugs.
Got to be. and I hope he don't go.
You can't even
you can't do that. That's crazy.
I hope he don't go to prison. They see this video and they see what talent he got after seeing this video.
Oh man,
it's not gonna be good for him.
Don't let them see. Hey,
you can swallow a Galaxy 6, huh? All right.
Well, I got a 14 for you.
We about to be on the last month of 2023.
Yeah,
I got
we
an
are.
LG for you.
I literally got an LG.
I hate y'all.
Can I ask a quick question?
Go ahead.
Last month, 2023. What is something that don't need to be carried on to 2024?
Sexy Red.
Sexy Red. I would say. I don't need skills to do. I don't need skills to do a 2023 wrap up. I don't want to remember this year.
Oh man.
I don't need my boy, the legendary Virginia rapper skills to do his famous legendary year-end wrap-ups.
Oh, you don't want to see it?
I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't want to relive. I just want to get over. I just want to get this year over with.
On 24, yeah.
Let's just figure it out.
I don't want to see no more. See, the thing is, women need to do this, and real men pay for. The real men gonna take women out to on the first day. All them women against men. I'm tired. I'm fatigued.
Hypothetical relationship means
that's never going away.
I get it because the likes and the views is there.
I'm just saying that's just been that way since the beginning of time.
Yeah.
We all be going at each other to begin. That's men are from Mars and women are from Venus. That's where that came from.
It just seems like now it's just
you can see it a lot because there's so many avenues for it. It's never gonna go away.
Burned out, man.
Those planets don't even be at war like that. That's what's fucked up about it. Like the real planets you gotta worry about. Said those planets don't even be at war like that. Like Venus and Mars actually fuck with
they ain't even touching it. They got a whole planet in between them. They ain't
like those are the planets closest to the sun. They have the most in common and shit. The planets we gotta worry about is Saturn, Jupiter, the gas giants, Uranus.
You always gotta worry about Uranus, especially when you're in your 40s. Cross the exams. All right. That is the wrapping up of our show. Appreciate Tim and LT Lord Trent. Go ahead and say your quote. I know you got to say.
Free fucking Palestine.
Yeah, I know he got to say it, Lord. Thank you everybody for joining on the show, getting some hostile theory, not because you want it, but because you need it. And we will be back next week for more stories and more interesting topics. Everybody have a good night. Peace.
The Roman